What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? Hello, hello. We're finally back. Finally ready to get back on Hermitcraft. Get things going again. Did get some Phasmoid yesterday. That was fantastic. What's up, Apple Struda? Good to see you. Acid, I'm so sorry. You got the con flu. So far, I don't think I'm out of the woods yet as far as saying, like, I didn't get it, but I'm okay so far. How many days you guys think after contracting something before you actually like feel it, get it? Now that I'm like 2 days removed, do you think I'm safe? 3, I need to get another day maybe. Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. 5 days. We're okay. All right, fine. I'll be sweating for the next 5 days that I'm gonna get con flu, and I hope not. I really hope not, because I want to get back to work. I want to get back to work. I want to get back to Hermitcraft. I want to get back to making videos and all the streams, getting back on an actual schedule. I know it was a pretty messed up schedule before, before we went to TwitchCon. So there's that. Anyway, sub to Mama in the house. How you doing? A lot of people met at TwitchCon. That's super cool. All the names in chat, and then people go and they're like, "Oh, I've seen your name in chat. Meet you." They hung out, swung the yellow towels during MCC. The handkerchiefs, bandanas that I think Tinkerbell said they brought to the event. Super cool, super cool. So, you got Conflu as well? Oh no! I totally gave you a hug. I'm gonna get sick from you. No, that stinks. Hopefully, you get better quick. Hopefully, it's not too bad. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think I've escaped a convention without getting sick. So this might be the first time ever if I can make it through the next 3 days. Oh man, that would be a bummer because I'm back and I'm ready to like get rocking and rolling on Hermitcraft and doing all the things. So, oh yeah, Gemini's Cove. That was you in the okay, you gotta explain your costume. I thought it was like, it's Doc, right? It's kind of like a goat, like the half face, like a Doc cosplay almost, but was it meant to be? That was you, right? Am I thinking it? I got a picture of you. Was that you? I took a picture. You guys want to see? Actually, maybe I should ask. Gemini's Cove, is it okay if I show the picture of you? I mean, you do have a mask on and all. I better wait. I better wait. I have it right here, though. I have it locked and loaded. It's pretty cool. It looks like Doc. It's a totally Doc thing. Goat with Doc half face. I don't know if that was meant to be or what. How many pictures did I take? Not many, actually. I can show it. Here we go. Check it out. Come on. Look, come on. Focus camera. Focus camera. There we go. Kind of see it. There we go. Pretty cool, huh? You did a pose too. That was cool. Anyway. Oh, is it supposed to be Rambo? Okay. I thought it kind of looked like a Doc goat with like, cause Doc's character also has like the half mech face. I thought maybe that was what it was, but it's more Rambo. Okay, I'm not that familiar with Rambo's look. Really cool. Really cool. Anyway, yeah, it was a fun weekend. Busy. You got to go to TwitchCon next year and get hugs. Yes. I mean, you got a little half hug from Skiz Acid. I saw a picture where you were in on the picture. You got a half hug from Skiz. Apple Street are gonna go next year. Good. A friend of yours said that you said hi, and I was like, tell Apple Street they need to be here. They need to come. So yeah, next year. We talked about potentially going to Rotterdam next year. I don't know if that'll happen. The timing of it is a little wacky. It's at the end of May. And for me and my family, there's always a lot of stuff going on end of May. With them getting out of school and stuff. So I may just go to San Diego TwitchCon again next year, but it's in October. I've been looking at it already. So I might just make that a thing because I love San Diego. So I would love to come to Europe. It's just the timing is very unfortunate of when it is. Maybe one of these years we'll make it happen, but it's probably not looking too good for next year. Barfish, thank you so much for the 10 gifted sub. Oh, I got a button. Bomb. Let me move that up. Holy smokes. Sam, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh no, Sam. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find something. Don't stress too much. Just get back out there. Sam lost their job, unfortunately. But don't worry. Don't worry. Get back out there. I'm sure you'll find something. It might even be better than what you lost. It happens. It happens. Don't stress. Good luck to you. Daphnis, thanks so much for 100 bits. There we go. Okay, good. Stuff was scrolling off my list yesterday. Anyway, yeah. So MCC. well, you know what? We can talk why we play today. Yeah, we can talk why we play. Where's my? I'm so discombobulated. Hello? There we are. Okay, I gotta fix something real quick. I'm getting told that you guys are changing the light colors, and it's like really loud in my ear. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. I don't know why that happened that way. That's probably why. Well, it won't take me long. I just need to change the volume of it because it's super loud. Okay. Up you, and then last one. All right. Hopefully we're good now. Wait. Is there another thing I have to save after that? No. Okay. We're good. Did so well at MCC. Second place is no joke. Yeah, I mean, we were one shot away a couple times. 2 times, actually. I've watched back the Dodge Bolt and MCC a couple times, and 2 times we were 1 shot away from winning. Where's Prim? Where's Prim doing well? Prim's doing great. We've got nothing but good news on Prim, and yeah, we're happy. We're happy so far. Her autoimmune has been in a bit of remission, I guess you would say. The medications work. Did the camera move? She looked right at the camera. They're not seeing any traces of her autoimmune disease attacking her blood cells at the moment. So medication's working. It's just a matter of figuring out how low of a dose we can give her before it starts to kind of become a problem again. So we're in that process of just dialing it back, you know, because it's not good for her to be on this kind of heavy medication for so long. We're dialing it back little by little, and as long as she doesn't show any traces of attacking her blood cells again, we're good. So it's a long process. They said it could be about 6 months or so of doing this. Dial back and check. But so far, he's been having great reaction to it. So we're very happy. He's hanging in there. Woo! My goodness. Can you dig it? Thank you so much, Mia Weeg. Did I get that right? Today is your... Whoa. Hello. Today is your 19th birthday. So happy you're streaming right now. Right as I get out of class. Well, amazing. Hope you have a happy birthday. Hope you're doing well in school as well. Have a good one. Sending Prim all the love. I know we gotta get a Prim emote. We will. I got that message yesterday that we should get Prim an emote, and I gotta work on that. In fact, I gotta write that down, because if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget. Pop and go is good. Do we need anything? We're okay. We'll leave it. We'll leave the lights on. MCC was great. I don't know. There was I had some sort of weird, like, I don't know, confidence or something happening that day. Like, I wasn't as shaky as I usually am. Like, I usually get so stressed with MCC that, like, I'll literally, my hands will be shaking. And then when my hands are shaking, it's really hard to do parkour and stuff, you know? And I was just in the zone. I was just like, my body was like allowing me to do what I knew I could do. And it was great. It was great. Yeah, it might have been, I feel like it was a combination of a couple things. One, I did have my best friend sitting right next to me the entire time. Of course, that was going to help. I had an entire section of the audience waving yellow bandanas, cheering for the Yellow Yaks. That that somehow just made me feel awesome and brought down some of the nerves somehow. That you would think like that would amplify the nerves, like having a cheering section and stuff. But it really helped. Do you guys not hear the Can You Dig It's when they go off? Do you guys hear the Can You Dig It's when they go off? That was a Can You Dig It? Oh my gosh. So here I've been like, I got a Can You Dig It? And you don't even hear the audio? What is that? Weird. All right, I got a lot of things I need to look into. Got a Can You Dig It from Lavendel Pars. Good to hear Prim is improving. Big hugs and maybe a little treat for Prim. Absolutely. Prim's still on some of these steroids that help with fight the immune disease that make her hungry like all the time. She's very hungry all the time. So she has been getting a couple extra treats here and there, you know. She's always looking so starving. She's not, obviously. It's just the drugs, but so she get a little chunky monkey, slowly but surely. But yeah, after fighting through what she fought through, we'll give her a little something here and there. All good, you know. She went through one heck of a battle to make it through to the other side. I mean, she was good. Okay, good. I was like, what was that noise? But it was the lights changing, which you guys can't hear either. So yeah, we don't mind giving her a little something. I'm gonna leave this open for today. Yeah, thank you so much. We're happy she's doing better. All right, let me check up on things, and maybe we can talk a little bit about the TwitchCon experience. I debated heavily. Okay, we need more black concrete. No, wait, we couldn't. Wait, why didn't we cover this up? Did we run out? That's the only explanation. We ran out on the last window. All right, I'll get some more black concrete. No problem. We'll finish that off, and then we're gonna do the other tower. And I did design an add-on for the other tower. It's gonna be super cool. We worked on something before I left, and it wasn't great. It was okay. Oh, I had some. Why didn't I finish? I just ran out of time. It was okay. I was trying to do this rotating thing, and it didn't really work. It worked in my mind, but I think just the scale or something didn't quite work. And so that stream, it was fun. I showed off Axiom and stuff, and that was cool, but it was kind of a waste of time, I guess, since we're gonna scrap everything that we did that day. Or I actually already have scrapped it. Why wouldn't we just finish? We were that close and just decided, no, I don't really feel like finishing. Oh gosh. So yeah, we showed off the Axiom mod. Yeah, we learned something. Yeah, exactly. Not a waste if we learned something. You're right. Yeah, it's not a true waste of time unless we didn't learn something. Skiz distracted you? Is that what happened? We got a Tango somewhere, and Tango's here. Yes, Tango's here in game. Yeah, we're all back now, right? So we're back and ready to rock and or roll. Yeah, B-dubs did come by. That's right. B-dubs came by. That had been it. Let's take a look at it. Here, we'll go up here. We'll go free cam. B-dubs designed this building just for me to admire my work over there. So, you know, we got to make sure to make good use of that. Okay. Yeah, the darker windows definitely help. So next up is this tower. We're going to take out all those lights. I think I will sprinkle in some crying obsidian still. I think that looks good. But yeah, lights out looks way better. It makes it feel more like it's nighttime. And then if it's nighttime, then the rest of the city lights kind of come out a little bit more instead of this distracting from it. This thing's always off. Fine, I guess. But yeah, just a little better atmosphere, I guess. Like you said. Cool. All right, let's talk about TwitchCon. Yeah, more abandoned. This is supposed to be dystopian, right? Like the residents have left the city. So to have a bunch of lights on and stuff, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that I really like frog lights. Frog lights are the best. Everybody should buy all the frog lights from Etho. Okay, 1 second. I gotta pass on. Here's an interesting teaser. I'm passing on a message from Evan and Caitlin to Jem. Do with that as you will. Why? How? How would that happen? How did those worlds collide? Interesting. Well, you shall find out on Friday. He doesn't need ads anymore. His game is a perfect ad for Frogger. Yes, for the frog lights. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me tell him I got that message and thank you. Wait, where'd they go? Okay, there. Juggling stuff. All right, we're good. Sweet. Podcast hype. Cameos in the podcast, maybe. Evan and Caitlin were at TwitchCon. Acid found them. Acid, you seen them, huh? Seen them wandering around? Hung out with them. Okay, so yeah, we'll get into the TwitchCon stories while we're tearing down lights. JBug5J, thank you so much for the $4.20. Today's 1 year of watching your streams. It's also my birthday. I was able to order yours and Skiz plushies, plus the YouTubes. Holy cow, you're buying all the things. Can't wait to get them in December. Yes, I really do hope. They all arrive right before Christmas, like they told me they would. But on the website, they were kind of like, well. I think they were just covering their bases so people wouldn't be mad if it didn't happen. But hopefully that all comes before Christmas. But thank you so much for supporting me. By the way, there's only a couple days left with the plush, with the plush run at Makeshift. So all of the hermits that are running plushes right now, which is like 6 of us, make sure you go check that out. Yeah, the 2.0. It's a rerun of the one I released 4 years ago. A couple days left. I think like 5 days left or something like that, or maybe it's real soon. So if you want to get a plush, I need to buy one myself. So I'm reminding myself as well as you, because I need to buy Skizzes. I need to buy Skizzes plushes. We got a raid coming in. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. Thank you, Cleo, for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen Cleo's video, she did a little work in Metro Mayhem. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I haven't shown it yet. I haven't got a chance to show it in my video yet. But I'm pretty sure Cleo did in her last video or the video before. I know I've been gone, so I don't know how many she's released since I've been gone. But anyway, you guys should see what Cleo did. It's amazing. It's amazing. No turtles were hurt in the process of making the scene. Thank you, Cleo. Appreciate it. I think I still owe you payment. I do. I can't find my box. I was frantically looking for her payment, and really not. Cleo, that's our secret. I was looking for. I had a box. I could have sworn I had a box. I need to go look. Of Swift Sneak. I mean, maybe that's something we just go do together. I'll have to do it on stream sometime. We can go gather a bunch of Swift Sneak books. Because remember, we have the ability to disable the ancient cities. So we don't have to deal with, bad guys. I don't know what I did with it. I swear I had a great stash. I remember because I set it down and everybody was like, that would be an amazing payment for Cleo. And I was like, you guys are so smart. And then I lost it. It's just gone. It's just gone. I looked through all this. All my junk drawers. My junk drawers are pretty junky. I have the junkiest of the junk drawers on the server, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe not on the whole server. But yeah, this is pretty random. This is really random stuff I have here. Ooh, that's kind of a spicy box. This is kind of a spicy box. We should set this out. What is this? Fortune 3. Some good stuff in there though. Anyway, I gotta get settled back in, guys. I'm pretty discombobulated. Things are just out of whack. We need to get organized. Get organized. Get ready to go. We only agreed it was a few bucks. Cleo, I was ready to give you like a whole Shulker box. I was ready to. I mean, you should have stuck with that. Wait a minute. Bingo! There we go. Let's go. Yes. Where do you want it, Cleo? This is all yours. This is yours. Should I take it to the bookstore? Where do you want it? Where do you want it? Where do you, I just hold on to it? If I can't hold on to it. This is why I give my wife all the important stuff to hold on to. Because if I hold on to it, it gets lost. That's how it happens in real life, and it happens in game for me too. Mail it. Mail it in. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, what if it gets lost in the mail system? This is kind of a big deal. This is kind of a big deal. Oh, man. Okay, fine. Okay, we're mailing it. Okay. Yes. Okay, got one. Oh, wait. How do I... Oh, I have to... Okay, that's fine. We'll transfer. We'll transfer. Give you the good stuff. The 3s, of course. That's a decent amount. Wait. That was a 3. Why didn't it let me take it? Maybe that's a combined 3. We're giving you the lot. I'll take the lot. Okay, but I gotta take one out. Sorry. Oh, this got weird. Now this got weird. I'm shorting you a Swift Sneak 2 book. Just because, right? No. No, that's not how it works. Okay, we're good. We're good. I thought I had to put the stamp in there. I need to order more armor stands. Okay, so I'll overpay on this one and then underpay on the next thing I have you do. How about that? Is that a fair deal? Stamp. Box on its way. I'm still nervous that's not going to make it. Can I? All right, it's going. Here we go. Wait. Here we go. Next couple for free? Oh, you don't have to do that. I got these books pretty easily. But I appreciate it. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I might have some more work. I mean, did I tell you about the Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady scene I was going to do? Maybe we'll work together on that or something. That could be cool. That could be cool. All right, we're going to... I'm going to go check if that actually made it. It's too important to let, like, somehow despawn in the nether. Yeah. Shredder could be tough, right? With the, the little spike claw things coming out his glove. That could be really fun, though. And Bebop and Rocksteady, they're basically the idea... Cleo, since you're here, and if you have to go, that's, you can go, but basically the idea of that scene is as you turn this corner right here, like right up here, I basically want, like, they're coming down into the sewer from above, like a pothole or whatever. What are they called? And they're coming in, man cover thing. Anyway, they're coming in and basically they're like peeking down into this underground, and they're holding a blueprint. Like they somehow have like a blueprint of the underground sewer system, and they're like trying to figure out which way to go to find the turtle's lair. So all 3 of those characters would be like here. So basically the idea is like you come around this corner, you're like, whoa, they're gonna find the Ninja Turtles base, that's kind of thing. Isn't that cool? You can do that? Oh, okay. All right. No rush, of course, Cleo. And if you want to work together, let's see if we can find some time together. Now that things are hopefully going to settle down a little bit now that I'm back. That would be cool. But yeah, we're mostly sticking to the more of the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vibe, or trying to anyway. Because I feel like that's going to be nostalgia for a lot of people. And that's the vibe. That's what I remember because of, age. I'll give you a quick peek if you haven't seen Cleo's video, but you need to see Cleo's video because I'm going to give you the quickest peeks. Woo! That's all you get. All right. It's cool stuff. I just have to recommend that you watch Cleo's video and then also I'll show it off in my next one. That's all you get. We're not going in and inspecting it. You guys got to go check it out. Go see. Cleo put a lot of work into that, It's amazing. You got to go see it in detail. Go see how Cleo pulled it off as well. It's always fun to learn. You missed it. Good teaser. Yeah, I couldn't give you too much. No way, no how. All right, we got to tear down some frog lights. As far as I know, frog lights, there is no tool, right? There is no specific tool. I'll tear them all down first. Are we just punching frog lights? There we go. Nemu says Cleo's video of it is excellent. Yes. Most of the work was the turtle eggs. I know, right? No turtles were harmed in the making of it, remember? Our story, we're sticking to it. Yeah, we just gotta punch these things. Yay, we're punching frog lights. That's the stream today, guys. That's the stream. Oh right, the box arrived. We gotta go look. Has it been 5 minutes? How far is Cleo's? Cleo, I don't know where your mailbox is actually. I think I know where your base is though. That right? Is it that? Is your base? This? Where is it? Next to the wheat. Wait, hold on. Wait, is this not yours? Hold on. Bottom of the hill. Oh, that. Oh, that's the mailbox. It's just literally right there out in the open. Okay. Oh my gosh, I thought I was like at the completely wrong base for a second. All right, we're good. Yay! Mailbox system works. Good job, Etho and Tango. Round of applause for Etho and Tango making redstone that actually works. Okay, who did that? Who did that? Mostly Etho. Did you guys see that? I feel like I'm spoiling something. Actually, what's up, Puka? How you doing? We watched your latest animation the other night at the I guess the Hermit house, we could call it again. Pearl did that. You showed it. Okay, good. Good. All right. Mail arrived safe and sound. All right, so yeah, we're gonna take down a lot of these lights. We're gonna dark it up with, I converted the sheep farm to black wool because we needed a lot of it for this. I'm still gonna sprinkle in the obsidian. I don't see any issue with that. This stuff underneath probably doesn't matter. Probably just this much. And then we're gonna add on to this. I've got a new build that I worked on yesterday. It's the same idea as what we worked on stream was it last week? Gosh, TwitchCon was like such a blur. I don't know when the last time we streamed Hermitcraft was. Monday last week, probably? Was that the day we did the Axiom stream? I'm guessing it was. I found the tool for frog lights. It is indeed firework rockets. See, look at how good it just destroys the... Just destroys them. Okay, until next week when the obsidian's... No, crying obsidian's fine. The crying obsidian is absolutely fine. We're not moving that. I'm finally fully happy with crying obsidian. I'm not making that mistake again. I mean, well, I probably won't make that mistake again. Top layer shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, we'll probably do it anyway. It is a ton of frog lights. Yeah, we're gonna be gaining back a lot of frog lights. That's okay. We'll find other projects for them because we like our frog lights. Frog lights are pretty much free. All right, this is a bit of a tedious task. We'll do this for a little bit, and then we'll do something else for a little bit, and then we'll come back and do this for a little bit. We won't do this the whole stream, guys. Don't worry. But maybe we can story tell a little bit while we do this, since this is kind of mindless. I need to get better at that anyway. Work on my multitasking. So let me tell you guys. Let me just give you the whole TwitchCon experience from start to finish. It was 8 a.m. on a beautiful Thursday morning here in Arizona. The day was set to be a balmy 100+ degrees Fahrenheit, but that wasn't a matter for me, Tango, and Skiz, because we were on our way to beautiful San Diego, where it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Perfect weather. All the time. So Tango comes to my house first, and he pulls up to my house, and he realizes, oh my goodness, Impulse is bringing a lot of stuff. So he decides, you know what, the only way we're going to do this is if I back into his driveway and load the car from the back, because he's got one of those SUVs where the back opens up and there's plenty of space. So he opens it up, and we load so much podcast equipment, it's ridiculous. Big suitcase full, big lights, 3 video cameras, 3 tripods, the entire audio suite of, and of course we had to bring extra microphones because we were going to have a lot of people in the house. We were going to see as many as we could get, basically. And so we load his car up. We brought the whole podcast studio, basically. Loaded his car up with all that equipment. And then there was my personal bag of clothes and toiletries and stuff, which was just one little backpack. One backpack full. The rest was the podcast equipment. I tried to keep my own personal stuff light because I felt bad at how much stuff we were bringing. So he picks me up, and then and then we go and we pick up Skiz. Skiz traveled fairly light as well. And it was in the morning. It was like 8 something in the morning, and we decided to go grab some breakfast on our way out of town. Went to some little cafe nearby, and it was, when it comes to breakfast, I feel like those little mom and pop cafes, they can't really get it wrong, can they? I mean, maybe there are ways to get it wrong, but I feel like I've never really had a breakfast where I was like, whoa, they really blew that. Anyway, we had breakfast. We talked about what we wanted to do on the trip and how excited we were, and how stressed it was to get everything done before we left. All the usual stuff. Had a great breakfast. Got in the car and headed to San Diego. Now we went down through Yuma. So we headed down south from where we live and then cut over, basically. And we pretty much drove straight through at that point. We drove straight through. We stopped to refill gas once. But we drove straight through and we just chatted the whole drive. Tango drove, like I said. Tango's a great driver. Was very comfortable with Tango driving. And I did the navigation. I sat passenger seat. Helped navigate the trip. I've been on that trip many times. San Diego is basically the place I go every single year with my family. There's been a few years where we didn't go to San Diego because we had some other trip, like when we went to Maria. But I go to San Diego just about once every summer. We usually rent a beach house and stay on the beach for a week. It's like my happy place. So I was very happy to be going to San Diego, and I obviously knew how to get there really well. So I was the navigator. So we had a quick drive. I mean, it was super quick as we're just the 3 of us chatting about anything and everything. Those drives just go by insanely fast. It was like a 5.5 hour drive, and it felt like we did it in like less than an hour. It's great when you're hanging out with friends, having a good conversation. But we got there and we realized that I don't know. I think we thought maybe the drive was longer, or we were going to have more stops or take longer for breakfast. But we got there 2 hours before we were supposed to check into our Airbnb house that we rented. So we rented a house for whoever that was coming, like from the Hermits, would want to stay in it. Some of the Hermits chose to stay at the hotel because it was convenient. It was near the convention. They wouldn't have to worry about getting Ubers and stuff. And some people like to have their own kind of personal space on trips like that, and I totally get that. But we had Pearl, Gem, me, Tango, and Skiz decide to stay in the Airbnb, and Cub, Joel, and Scar stayed at the hotel that was like right near the convention. So anyway, we got there early. Me, Tango, and Skiz got there early, and Pearl also got there early. Pearl's flight got in around noon on Thursday, and the house wasn't supposed to be ready until 4 p.m. So Pearl was just walking around San Diego, downtown San Diego, with a ginormous suitcase all the way from Australia. So she takes a, 12-hour flight or something crazy. I don't know how long her flight was. And then she just starts walking around the streets of San Diego dragging a suitcase behind her, aimlessly, just like waiting for time to pass so that we could check into a place and she could, clean up, take a shower after a long trip like that and stuff. So we felt bad about that, you know, like, so I contacted the Airbnb host and I was like, hey, look, we got here earlier than we anticipated. Is there any chance the house is like ready for us? And so they said, hold on, let me check with the housekeeping, you know, because these Airbnbs, they'll just, as soon as some people check out, they have housekeeping sweep in, clean up the whole house, get it ready for the next person. Sometimes that takes a couple hours. So he contacted them and he came back and he's like, actually, they're done already. They've already been and left. And meanwhile, we're like in the driveway and I'm like, there's no housekeepers around, so I got a feeling they've already gone and come and left. And so he's like, yeah, go on in. So we real quick tell Pearl, you can stop randomly walking around the streets of San Diego now. Come to the house. It's ready. So Pearl quickly calls, you know, an Uber to pick her up. She was literally like on the street, just near the convention center, I guess. And she was close to the convention center. She was going to the convention center to check it out. And she's like, forget it. Too much more walking to go. So we're at the house. We're chilling. We're like me, Skiz, Tango. We're in now. We're you know, figuring out who's gonna have what bedrooms. We had 5 bedrooms, so everybody had their own room. That was something I was really adamant about because, you know, having your own sense of space in these kind of trips are pretty important. It's nice to have a place to go if you just want to unwind, or if you're just tired, you know, you can go take a nap. You don't have to worry about being in people's way, all that kind of stuff. So we each had our own room, which was nice. The house was perfect size for the 5 of us. And so we're unpacking, we're chilling, and I'm like, man, I'm looking forward to just chilling in this house tonight and just, you know, unwinding and settling in and getting mentally prepared for the weekend, because we know we are going to have a really busy and somewhat stressful weekend ahead of us with TwitchCon. And Pearl comes in the door, and she's like, all right, guys, we need to get ready. And we're like, what? She's like, we gotta get ready to go. And we're like, what are you talking about? And she's all, there's a partner party tonight. And we're like, there is? She's like, yeah, the TwitchCon partner party is tonight. Like, we should go to it. Free food and stuff. And, you know, meet everybody. And we're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, well, there goes our sit around the house, do nothing relaxing night, you know? So everybody quickly, you know, gets ready to go. And next thing you know, we're getting an Uber and we're heading to the convention center. And we go to walk in. What I didn't know was, I didn't know that they were also distributing all the passes, all the tickets for anyone, right? Everybody. I thought pretty much everybody that was walking into the convention center was part of the partner party. So my guard was down a little bit, but don't worry, Acid. I walk in and I hear this like, oh my gosh, there he is, kind of thing going on, right? And I was like, oh, I'm looking around and there's a few people I don't recognize, but I knew recognized me. And I was like, oh, cool. It's happening already. You know what I mean? Like this is the convention feel that we love happening is, you know, people recognizing us and then we can, you know, start to chat and stuff like that. At the same time, I was with a group like beelining it to the party. And I was like, oh, we should go talk to them. Oh, wait, no, we got to go into the party. Wait, guys, where are you going? Oh, and it got a little it got a little chaotic straight away. And I felt bad. And it was Acid who caught me, who said it was, you know, and then and so we just waved from across the room, like, oh, hi, and that was it. And I walked away and I was like, oh, we should have stopped. We should have, you know, stopped and talked. And why did we feel like the need to keep moving and stuff? I always feel bad, you know, when that kind of stuff happens, because I know there's more that I could have done, you know. But also, I knew the weekend was just starting, and hopefully we'd find time to fully meet whoever that was, because I didn't know at the time. Come to find out, it was Acid and I'll be Amy, just there. Hello, hi in chat. Just there picking up badges and stuff. Luckily, we did get a chance to meet in the meet and greets and stuff, but. Yeah, that caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't understand what was going on at this place. I didn't even know there was a party until Pearl told us. So But we get into the party. This is Thursday night, so yeah, like I said, literally wasn't expecting the convention to be off and running until Friday. But here we were Thursday night. We walked into the partner party. We're removing the frog lights to make this a little darker. It's just a little too bright. We are this is part of the dithering process, I guess. We're dumbing this down, not dumbing it down. We're darkening it to make it look more abandoned and stuff. I made a mistake. I fell in love with frog lights and it's not working. But anyway, so we walk into the party and the first person I see is Scott Major. Major's standing outside on the patio, the balcony or whatever. They had this really cool terrace, I guess, it was called, which is where the party was. And so basically outside the convention center, but up high a little bit. I saw Scott and immediately ran in for a hug because the last time I got the amazing Scott Major hug was last year at TwitchCon Vegas, and he gives the greatest hugs, and I've been thinking about it ever since. So I ran up to Scott and I was like, Scott, I need a hug right now. And he of course, you know, gave the greatest hug ever. And we just started chatting. There was a whole bunch of people there, a whole bunch of MCC contestants that we know. We just hung out, chatted. The party was pretty packed. It was getting kind of loud, and you know, we were standing in the same spot for a long time. So Skiz and I, we decided to wander a little bit, you know, like actually leave this group because, you know, we knew everybody in the group. We've hung out a lot with the people that were standing there talking. We wanted to see if there was anybody else there that we knew. We start walking around. Skiz and I find like this empty, kind of quieter spot, which was nice to take a little break. You guys know how I can get, you know, when you get overwhelmed at parties and stuff. It's kind of nice to find that less populated, quieter spot to just recharge for a minute, because social batteries, you know, especially for someone like me, they drain really quick. So we found this quiet spot, and I'm just kind of looking around at the crowd, and I see this guy. He's tall, so he's kind of sticking above the crowd just a little bit more than most people. And I'm like, that dude looks familiar. That's Evan. That's Evan. He's standing right there. And sure enough, you know, I got the angle and I found Caitlin in there. You know, Caitlin's a little short. She's not super short, but she's shorter. Evan makes her look short because he's so tall. I was like, it's Evan and Caitlin. And so we went over and just started talking to Evan and Caitlin for like a good half an hour. And we told them that we were planning a thing at the Hermit house that we rented, the Airbnb. We told them that was going to be, you know, we're going to have a little get together on Sunday night, seeing if they would want to come to that. And he said they probably could. So that was exciting. And it turns out Evan and Caitlin, they were at TwitchCon just to hang out. They didn't have any obligations of any sort. They didn't have any meet and greets. They didn't have any panels. They didn't have any, you know, Twitch rival events. None of that. They were just there to enjoy the con and hang out and run into people if they ran into people or not, you know. So they had a pretty chill weekend, which I was a bit jealous of, but I also do like. I do like all the things that we keep busy doing during these conventions, which we'll get into here in a second. But it was cool running into them. Next thing I know, it was time to go. We had been there for a couple hours, and Pearl and Tango and Cub, we'd met up with Cub. They were ready to head out. So we went to head out. I missed Joel. Joel had come to the party kind of late, so I didn't get a chance to see Joel that night. We literally just missed each other. But that was Thursday night. That was fun. I was glad that Pearl kind of pushed us to go, because I think without Pearl we would have been happy to skip that, even if we knew about it. You know, I'm one of those people that when you tell me that we're gonna go do something like that, I'm not excited about it. Usually, I don't get excited. It's just like, oh, you know. And then I get there, and I'm happy. I'm happy that it had happened. You know, I'm happy that I got out. Somebody pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it happens every single time. And I will never learn. I will never learn. I know this to be the truth every single time, and yet every single time I fight it. So Evil, thank you so much for $3.14. Caught another stream. Nice. Nice. What would you say? Hold on, I have a thing for that.
What would you say you do here?
Evil catches all these streams while you're supposed to be working. Thank you so much for the $3.14, my dude. Sam says, I will forever be scared of our interaction if it happens. Don't be, Sam. Acid can attest to this, I hope. Right? Acid, like, once we finally meet, like, probably the thought of meeting was worse than the actual meeting. You know what I mean? I hope that when you met us, you realize, like, we're just, you know, we're just normal people. We're just normal people for the most part. In this case, I mean, I don't know about normal being the right word, but you know, oops. hopefully we made you feel comfortable enough, I guess is what I'm saying. Very scared, but everyone was still lovely to meet. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. Really glad to hear that. So yeah, hopefully Sam, when the time comes, it'll be all good. I do find it really really nice to see, because I know social anxiety. I know it. I've lived it, you know. I still do from time to time. I mean, I had social anxiety for the meet and greets and stuff, you know. But what I find very admirable is when you can see that somebody has that same kind of anxiety about the situation, and they were still brave enough to push through that, you know? They were still brave enough to go to the meet and greet, even though they were scared and had the anxiety about meeting us and stuff. They did it. They didn't talk themselves out of it, you know? And that's very commendable. I respect that so much. Because that's what we talk about a lot on the podcast, is that life is going to be uncomfortable. That is the nature of living, unfortunately. But if you can learn to, I mean, you'll never fully get comfortable being uncomfortable, but if you can learn to deal with that uncomfortability, there we go, that's a word. If you can learn to kind of deal with that and push yourself to do things that you know are going to be uncomfortable, knowing that at the end of it, having dealt with that discomfort was better than the alternative. Discomfort's much easier to say than uncomfortability. Whatever I tried to say. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, you know, you'll push yourself through being uncomfortable, and then you get to the other side, and it's like, yes, that was uncomfortable, but I'm so glad I did it. It was so worth it. And that's what I was seeing at the meet and greet. So we'll get there. We'll get to the meet and greet, because that was Friday. Yeah. Friday we had a pretty chill day, actually. Friday we slept in. We went out to breakfast at the Gas Lamp Quarter in downtown San Diego. We saw JoJo. Hold on one second. Got to turn off Prim Cam for a second, guys. It's medicine time. Luckily, I saw that. All right. There we go. Prim's got to get her medicine. So my wife's coming in and she doesn't want to be on camera. She's shy. Anyway, so yeah, Friday morning, we went and got breakfast. We saw JoJo. We saw a couple other people, and we had a great breakfast. Huge breakfast burrito. Massive breakfast burrito is what I had. It was super good. Had some very fresh avocado in it, which I love, and it was really big. I was like set for the day at that point. And then we went to the convention center. We had a partner lounge that we hung out in, which was super cool. And then we found out they had food in the partner lounge. So we went to breakfast for nothing. We could have free food. But yeah, they had some good food in the partner lounge. We just kind of hung out and chilled. And then Tango said, I want to check out the convention floor. I want to go into the actual convention and like go to the booth, the Elgato booth, and check out the Twitch Rivals stage, all that kind of stuff. And we said, Tango, you do know that means that you know we'll be signing autographs and meeting people and stuff, you know, because everyone's here for that. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, nah, we're not gonna get spotted. I bet you we make it all the way through the whole convention center without getting spotted. And we said, bet. Bet. Now, we didn't have a hard bet going, but I'll tell you how far we made it. We didn't even make it through the front doors. Which is fine. Listen, I have not, that's not a bad thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's why we go there. We go there to meet you guys if you came. And so, but it was just funny that Tango literally thought we could walk through the convention center without anybody noticing us. We didn't even make it through the front doors. It was awesome. It was so good. So we hung outside the front doors to the convention center. At least the where all the booths were. Anyway, it was still in the building, but kind of like the lobby. We hung out in the front. We got to meet some people. This is pre like the meet and greet time. So we did the actual like legit official meet and greet was still coming up, and you know that we didn't have to worry about people getting upset if they didn't catch us. You know, hopefully they would be at that. But yeah, we hung around for a while and met some people. It was super cool. And then we got a chance to go inside and see the Twitch Rivals stage. We went to the Gamers Outreach booth. You guys remember Gamers Outreach? They were the fundraiser that we've done a few times now. The one that we did in Detroit. They were there, and they had some of their Gamers Outreach carts on display and stuff like that. Talked to some of the peeps that we knew from Gamers Outreach that we were with in Detroit, and the other fundraiser we did. So that was cool. Catching up with them. Haven't seen them in a while. Well, not since the trip, whenever that was. Gosh, when was that? May? April? Last year? This year? I guess it's only been 5 months or so. And then I went... Yeah, April. Okay, thank you. And then I went to the Elgato booth. I met up with my... I don't know what to call him. I never know what to call him. I need to tell him he needs a title that doesn't sound so pretentious. My agent, I guess. My marketing manager or something. I don't know what you'd call him. Anyway, he's the guy that helps me get brand deals and stuff. So we went to the Elgato booth. This was time, guys. This is my chance. This was my chance. I get to go to the Elgato booth and I get to talk to this guy from Elgato who we've been talking to online, you know, through emails and stuff to try to get some sort of Elgato partnership happening. And we figured if I go talk to him in person, you know, maybe I'll leave some sort of mark, you know, that they'll consider me for the next round of Elgato partners. So I went and I talked to him. I kind of told him, you know, what I do with all their products, like how much their products have enhanced my streams and Vault Hunters and my workflow with capturing videos and editing and everything, right? And I also kind of, you know, this is just me like, hey, I'm a big fan of Elgato products, and I've talked other Hermits into using Elgato. Like, I am pretty much, you know, I'd be a great brand ambassador if you wanted me on your partnership roster or whatever. And I did my spiel. I sold myself best I could. Maybe laid it on a little thick. I don't know. You never know when you're trying to sell yourself. It's kind of like an interview, right? Like you want to big up yourself, but then at the end of the day, you walk away going, "Wow, did I come off a bit, you know, over the top with that? Was it too, I'm awesome?" You know. But anyway, I needed him to know that I was, a big fan. I was a big fan of the products, and I wanted to be part of something with them because I know I could do even more. So he's like, cool, great to meet you. You know, I'll keep you in mind when we have our next round. I was like, okay, cool. That's all I could do. That's all I could ask for. And hopefully we'll hear back at some point in time, and we'll become Elgato partner. We'll see. We shall see. Super fast build mode. How was the volume today, by the way? Sam, thanks for the 100 bits. I know you said earlier that you wouldn't go to Rotterdam for next year, but I feel that might be the only EverCon I'll go to with my friend. It's on the it's not out of the question. I gotta wait till closer to it to determine though. It's low, but we're talking, so it's good. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be overpowered by the music. Yeah, Sam, it's not out of the question, and it's not out of the question we wouldn't go next year. It's just when I saw what dates it was on the calendar, I just know that time of year is always a bit crazy for me and my family, and so we'll have to wait and see if it's something that we can make happen, because you'll see on the podcast that's coming on Friday, there was some excitement to go to Rotterdam in May. So basically, what is that? 8 months from now? 7 months from now? Something like that. Shout out to all the brothers to take pictures and keep us emotionally stable. Yeah. Well, the FOMO happens at that point, right? When there's cons that you don't go to and like your friends go to, and then there's all these pictures, and yeah, the FOMO happens. Subdemumbo is all about giving everybody on Reddit a huge FOMO I saw. They're great pictures. No, I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but such FOMO. Yeah, sorry guys. Next time, eh? That's why I kind of want to commit to San Diego 2025, like now, sooner than later, you know, so that people can start to plan and budget and whatever you need to do to get there. Unfortunately, I just can't do the same with the Rotterdam one. But I definitely do want to go. There's don't get me wrong, I want to go. It's just a matter of what I can do. Yeah, hopefully next year. Anyway, okay, so where was I? That was Friday. Yeah, so so did the Elgato thing, sold myself best I could. And then it was meetup time. Or not meetup time, the meet and greet. Yeah, meetup time, I guess. And we had the meet and greet Friday afternoon, I guess. We had the meet and greet. The meet and greet was a bit wild. It was really, really wild, and it was kind of unfortunate. I'm not upset with Twitch about how it went down, because I'm sitting here trying to figure out how they could have done it better, and I don't know if I have a perfect solution for them just yet. But basically, their issue was they had 8 of us, and they had basically 2 slots free for meet and greets to put us in. So part of this might have been our fault that we weren't early on asking for a meet and greet from them, because when we finally got them to allow us to have a meet and greet, or to assign us a spot, they only had 2 spots available, but there was 8 of us. So their solution was to put us in groups of 4, 2 tables in groups of 4. And so then when they you had to reserve the meet and greet spots, you basically had to choose between one table or the other. And what's up, Red Legion? And so we were like, well, that stinks, because there's going to be a lot of people that are showing up and want to meet all 8 of us. And they're like, well, maybe you guys can just do some cross-pollination type thing. You know, they come to one table and then they can go to the other table, and vice versa. You know, and they envision this, 2 people come up each table and then they cross, and then they get their time, and then they're out, and then 2 people come up and then they cross. It doesn't work that way. Like when you got a crowd and like there's 4 people at a table, it doesn't actually make sense to have one person in front of all 4 people at once. It's almost like they should be able to just go down the line. And that wasn't really happening. So that was a bit chaotic. And Scar was, Scar's off to the side of the table, obviously being in a wheelchair and stuff. And so there was a little bit of separation, even on our own table, between me, Jem, and Skiz, and then Scar. Plus, we want to give Scar some space too. And it was just a mess. And then, on top of it, they tell us, so there's 380 people in your line, and you have 2 hours. Somebody do the math. How many seconds does each person get if there's 280 people and we have 2 hours of time? Get your calculators out. Meanwhile, while you guys are doing the calculators, it's Desco Bird time. Hopefully nothing breaks. I haven't tested this in a bit. We're going to stand up. Woo! 25 seconds. 25.7 seconds. Roughly 30 seconds. We'll call it 30. So you're saying you have around 20, 25. We'll call it 30. Just for easy math. We'll call it 30 seconds. Let's say it's 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to meet at bare minimum 4 people, the 4 people you signed up for, right? Because that's how many were at each table. You have 30 seconds to meet 4 people and get their autographs. After you've been standing in line for hours, you stood in line for hours just to make sure. 280. It was 280. Sorry, did I say 380? I meant 280. Pretty sure it was 280. First try. So imagine imagine how that feels, right? As we're being told that we got to jam through this line in order to get through everyone. Here's what we're told. We're told if we don't get through that line, that people will be sent away. I couldn't do that. That would just absolutely break my heart. For somebody to come all the way to San Diego from who knows where. We've had people come in from Australia, you know. Sign up for this meet and greet, end up at the end of the line, and then after 2 hours plus of waiting, because you stood in line before the 2 hours started, you're told, sorry, we're out of time. You didn't get to meet them today. That's what they were saying was gonna happen if we didn't do this, get people through. And what does that mean? What does that mean to get people through? You have 30 seconds to meet 4 people. Hi, nice to meet you. Go on to the next person right now. Hurry. You know, we're not that way. We're not gonna do that. So because that feels terrible. We want to actually meet you. You know, we want to talk to you. We want to sign something for you. We want to take a picture with you. We want all that. But getting that done in 30 seconds or less among 4 people was just, it was too much. It was too much to ask for. So instead what we did was we ignored all that. We ignored all that. And we said, look, these people came to meet us. We're going to give them whatever time. We did start to get a little more efficient in how we got people from one to another type thing. We did also have to kill the cross-pollination part where you were allowed to go from one table of 4 to the other. That one had to stop pretty quick because it just wasn't gonna work. And but we knew we were going over. And we just literally had to beg the Twitch staff to just let it happen. Let's just go however long it goes. I know you're supposed to be off your shift after 6 o'clock at night. You're supposed to be done here, but please, for the sake of all these people that came to meet us, please just make an exception. And you know what? To their credit, they did. The Twitch staff, I mean, they would kind of give us a little bit yeah, we're supposed to be done by now, just so you know. And we're like, I know, but there's these people, they're going to be very disappointed if they walk away without meeting us. Can we please just go a little bit longer? You know what I mean? So that none of them have to go home without having their chance, especially since they signed up and we're expecting this to be able to see us. So yeah, the Twitch staff that was there for our meet and greet, they stayed. They stayed and they were there till we got through every single person. I don't know how long we went after our 2 hour time frame. I want to say about 30 to 45 minutes extra, but we got through everybody. And even then it did feel rushed. There was a lot of people that I was like, man, that felt bad. That felt a little bad how rushed that interaction was, but it was kind of necessary at the same time. So it was absolutely fantastic meeting everybody at the meet and greet. I was given so many little trinkets and friendship bracelets and just all these things. It was so cool. It was so cool. And a lot of people I was able to put faces to names, which is awesome. You know, the Acid, Sub the Mumbo, Legion. I know what you guys look like now, which was cool. And many more. I can't name everybody, but there's many more that I met, and it was so good. Did you get a Gem bracelet? You know what? Gem didn't give me a bracelet. She gave all hers away during the meet and greet. I didn't get one from Gem, but I got some from other people. They're fantastic. Maybe one day we'll do a little show and tell with all the trinkets we got. I do have a couple on my shelf. I got the Elder Guardian trophy that was made there, and then there's an Imp and Skiz thing right here. It's hard to see. But there's some cool stuff. Did you meet Hassan? Hassan was backstage after his panel, but no, didn't really meet. Like, you know, you see these people, and it's like it feels kind of bad to like want to go up, and especially like we're in partner lounges and backstages and stuff. It's kind of like a sanctuary, you know, where you don't really want. You're kind of preparing mentally for whatever you have ahead of you, so I kind of give people their space. But yeah, Hassan was there. Yeah, Hassan Piker. Yeah, he was there. He did a panel right before ours. It was about charity. So we were backstage listening to half his panel. I actually don't know. I don't watch Hassan. Jem said she knows who he is. So his panel was neat. You were there? Yeah, that was the one about charity, right? He's kind of a political type streamer, I guess. I don't know. Somebody else can answer that better than I can, since I know who he is, but I don't watch his streams. Hassan and Maya, yep, their panel. That's what we're listening to. So, yeah, political, very political, very political. If you're into politics, then there you go. And yeah, so let's see. That was the panel. After the panel, we were supposed to go to another party type thing. Oh yeah, we were supposed to go to an MCC party. So the panel got done. We were supposed to go to an MCC party, and we ended up not going. We all were just so tired. You know, the panel, or not the panel, the meet and greet, meeting everybody that was there. You know, it drains the battery a little bit. Social interactions and whatnot. You guys know what I'm talking about. There we go. We got all the lights out. Wait, we missed a few. What? How'd that happen? So we decided to call it a night. We were exhausted, and we just went back to the house. At least the 5 of us that were staying in the house. I'm sure everybody else. Well, actually, Cub and Joel did go. Joel did go to the MCC party. I think Scar did go back to his hotel to rest because he was exhausted as well. So that was it for Friday night. that was it. I gotta get some more carrots. Who was staying in the house? It was me, Jem, Pearl, Tango, and Skiz. Just the 5 of us chilling in the house. It's a good time. We went back. We just relaxed. We ordered pizza. We were staying in this really, I don't know, weird part of San Diego. It was a weird part of San Diego, and I'm not gonna say where, because I don't want to, you know. Anyway, it was different than what I thought it was gonna be, and there was no pizza places. There was no pizza places near the house. We want to just order pizza, you know. So we're like, let's order Papa John's. There's no Papa John's, you know. Nothing. Your normal pizza places, they weren't there. So I door dashed a pizza from 9 miles away. From a place called Bambino's. Bambino's Pizza, 9 miles away. We door dashed it. This guy had to drive 9 miles to pick up our pizza. Because it was the I guess closest one, or most whatever. It had the best rating on DoorDash. Anyway, we're like, whatever. We'll wait for it. It'll probably be cold when it gets here, but whatever. We're hungry. So I ordered. And it was really good. It was really good. Like, Jem doesn't really care for pizza that much. I've talked to Jem about pizza in the past, and she's like, I don't care for pizza. It's not my favorite. I don't understand everybody's obsession with pizza. Jem had this pizza, and she's like, Okay, now I see what you're talking about when you guys all like pizza. Like, she's like, I could literally eat this every day for every meal. Like, it was that good. It was that good. So, yeah, we had our pizza that night and we all crashed. We all crashed pretty hard, pretty early. Because it was, the meet and greet just took a lot out of us. Oh, I came here for food, didn't I? And let me grab some other stuff real quick. And that was the end of day one, basically. Day one of TwitchCon was pretty much, that was it. But the reason why we kind of went to bed early was because we knew Saturday was going to be a super packed day. Pizza Port in San Diego, that's the one that we heard about. Yeah, Pizza Port. A lot of people were saying that. In fact, I think I had a craft beer from Pizza Port somewhere, and it was good. Anyway, yeah, so Saturday morning, we had an early morning, really early morning. We had to get up early. We had to get to the convention center, and we had to check in for MCC by 10 a.m. So, you know, we had to take care of breakfast, and getting there, we weren't super close to the convention center. So we had to travel, you know, Uber to the convention center. We knew all that was going to take time. So we got up pretty early Saturday. We got to the convention center. We got our breakfast. Golden carrots. Yeah, okay. I went for the wool, but knowing I could get golden carrots wherever I stand. There we go. All right. So we got all that taken care of. We got to the MCC check-in. We got, you know, briefed on it, and I got my jersey. Luckily, I'd brought my my own jersey. I showed up to the convention center already in my Yellow Yaks jersey. Like, literally, people in the house were getting up for, like, you know, waking up in the morning, and I was already dressed for MCC. I was already in my Yellow Yaks jersey before we ever left the house. I brought the jersey, and I kept getting like, how do you already have your jersey? We haven't even checked in yet. That's when they give you the jerseys. When we check in, how do you have it already? Well, here's the story. Last year, TwitchCon, Vegas, I was actually supposed to be on the Yellow Yaks. The team with Scar and H-Bomb and Gem, we were all supposed to be on the Yellow Yaks. But they had the stage set up in a way that the Yellow Yaks booth, where the Yellow Yaks were going to sit on the stage, was not accessible. They weren't thinking about accessibility for Scar. So they switched us to the Aqua Axolotls, I think. I can't even remember. They switched us. However, the Yellow Yaks jerseys with our names on it were already made. So they said, well, you know, I know that you got switched, but do you want these jerseys anyway? They got your name on it. What are we supposed to do with it? Right? So I was like, yeah, sure. I'll take it. Free jersey. So I ended up with 2 jerseys coming out of MCC in Vegas, Twitch Rivals Vegas. I had my one I competed in, and then the Yellow Yak one that I never got to wear. So I brought it just in case. I just had this weird feeling I needed to bring it. And so I just put it on that day, just so I just already had it, you know. I didn't want to carry it, so I'll just wear it. And it's a good thing I did, because turns out I've had some wishful thinking when I ordered my Yellow Yaks jersey for San Diego. I must have done one of those things where I said, you know what? I've been pretty good about my diet and health and stuff. I bet you by the time this rolls around, I'll be one size smaller than I am right now. Well, let me spoiler alert. That didn't happen. Yes, I lost a little bit of weight, but not that much. And so had I only had that jersey, it would have been hilariously tight on me. So I ended up actually wearing the jersey from last year, not the one that was given out at the event. So it worked out. It worked out for me. I got lucky. And lesson learned. Also, I totally forgot. Not all of it was my fault. Those jerseys actually run like a size and a half too small. So basically when you order those specific jerseys, you need to order a size and a half larger, which is, you can't order half a size larger. So you got to kind of figure that out. Anyway, it worked out for me. Plot armor, once again. Next one's going to fit for sure. Yeah, next year. For sure. Because I'm still working on stuff and things. So, but I won't be too overzealous when I order that one. Anyway, but yeah, we got our jerseys and checked in and stuff. And we met Hannah. First time in person. Met Hannah. I'd met Fruit before. But we met Hannah. And we had a little team meeting in the lobby next to all the donuts that they had brought. I didn't have any donuts. I didn't want that sugar. I knew better. I did not want that sugar in my system. I was in that mode, competition mode, you know, where I was like watching. I needed to watch what I put in my body. Not too much caffeine, not too much sugar. I don't want to be shaky. I got to get in the zone. I got to perform, you know. But we had a little team meeting. It was great. Kind of leveled on how certain things we wanted to do. We talked about certain specifics, like grid runners. How do we know when we get to the end of each section of grid runners which elevator we're going to go into? And I came up with the idea that when we start the grid runners, that whatever lane we're in to begin the grid runners game, that's the lane we're going to own every time we get to the end of a section. So if it splits off one player in each elevator or whatever, we know exactly where to go. Because I found in a lot of the events that you would get there and you would start being like, okay, I'll go to the left. Oh wait, somebody's in the left. I'll go to the right. Okay, oh, somebody's on the right. You know what I mean? You have that bit of time loss because you're trying to figure out where to go in the elevators. Hold on, something's weird here. We're actually 5 high. So we did stuff like that, little stuff like that, little strategy tips, you know, things like that. Talk through a couple things that we felt were important. I mean, we were in it to win it, guys. Like, the Yellow Yaks wanted to win. There's been a lot of MCCs where I show up and it's like, oh, I don't really feel like this team's gonna be super competitive. We're just gonna have fun. I mean, we love team ties, but we knew what was what. You know what I mean? But Yellow Yaks had a chance. We knew we had a chance with the group we had to get first place, to go all the way. So we were in it to win it. We didn't practice as much as we should have, but with, you know, having to travel to San Diego and stuff, it was difficult. It was difficult to find time, but we had enough time just to get to know each other, which is great. So MCC, I hope you guys watched it. I hope you guys watched it, whether you were there in person or you were watching the broadcast. The mainstream was fantastic. I still don't know why they invited Jake from State Farm. That was pretty cringe. Jake from State Farm. Would this be a neighborly thing to do if you go to a meet and greet and you cut in line? Is that neighborly or not neighborly? Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. I know they were a sponsor, but come on. Come on. Anyway, I'm like, as I'm setting up, I'm hearing this in the background, and the whole time I'm just like, what? Anyway, sorry. That part was cringe. And so we get set up. Setting up is like actually the most stressful part of MCC, because you're at a station, you're at a desk that you've never been at before. Somebody else has set up the monitors. It's a headset you're not familiar with. It's going into an audio mixer that you're not familiar with. I don't know how to balance mic and game sounds on this mixer. I'm not familiar with it. You know, you got to log in to Twitch. You got to get OBS set up to stream. You got to set your stream title. This is all outside of actually competing, right? You're there and you want your brain to just be in the zone and focus on the task ahead of you, and that's competing. But you got to do all this stuff. You got to get your station set up. Oh, and you got an intro coming up. You got to go out there with your team and do some sort of silly thing, you know, introduction moves or something, you know, what we're going to do. I had to figure all that out. And I did it last year, obviously at Vegas, and I was ready for that mentally. I knew that stress. I had just had it last year. And so I knew it was coming. I knew once I sat down at my station, every second counted, and I was locked in. I was like, I got to get this up and running as fast as possible so that I don't need to worry. And one other thing I learned last year was relying on somebody else's keyboard and mouse was not going to work for me. I have too many special things that I do with my mouse and keyboard. I mean, I use my right thumb to sprint, you know? So I needed my mouse and keyboard because I was completely discombobulated last year in Vegas without my mouse and keyboard. So I brought it. I was tryharding. I was one of those try-hard MCC contestants that bring their own mouse and keyboard to the site or to the event. I borrowed a case from my son that had like a special case for a keyboard and to keep my keyboard nice and not get, didn't want to get damaged or anything. And right thumb. I literally have a button on the left side of my mouse where my thumb sits that is my sprint button. Anyway, so I got there and I had to disconnect their keyboard and mouse and plug in mine, and that was fine. And then I was ready to go. I was ready to go. Like all that stress of like wondering, am I going to be able to get this all done in time was gone. I did it. I'm ready to go. And now I can just focus on what the task ahead. And my nerves started to calm. I don't know how. I don't know what was different. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Skiz being next to me, probably part of it. Having people in the audience rooting for the yellow yaks and stuff was probably part of it. Have done that a year ago and kind of being familiar with how it was going to feel was probably part of it. There's a lot of things that probably went into it. But this was the most relaxed I've ever been for an MCC. And I just can't really explain it, given the situation, given the pressure of knowing I was on a team that could potentially compete for first place, that we were in a live audience. Missed a block, thank you. And knowing that I was, in front of people, live audience and all that, like it should have been the most, it should have definitely given me way more nervousness than it did. Usually when I compete in MCC, my hand is shaking, especially like parkour stuff to get to the other side, things like that. My hand will be like literally shaking with adrenaline and nerves. And they were calm. I held my hands out before the event started to see how they were doing, and they were completely calm. My hands were not shaking like at all. They were just bang, frozen. And I knew something was going to be different. I just felt like this is things are going to be different today. And they were. They were. Yeah, I came as prepared as I could. I felt good. Like I felt like our team was good. And I just needed to do what I knew I could do, and we would be fine. So almost there was pressure off of me because I just needed to know what I knew I could do. I just needed to do what I knew I could do. That's all I needed to do. I didn't need to do any more than I was capable of. And I had a great event. The greatest MCC I've ever had, from an individual standpoint, from a team standpoint, communications, execution, like everything went as well as I could have asked, except for one thing. If I could have hit one more shot at the end. Anyway, I was getting great rankings in every single event that we did. I was very happy. Like my ace race, I think I got 20th in or something like that. To get to the other side, I did all right in. I did pretty good. Hole in the wall, I did amazing. I got 11th. So there's 3 rounds of hole in the wall. I got 11th, and then I got 11th, and then I screwed up, and then I got 35th. But I was crushing it. Like things were going really, really well the entire event. I was doing I was doing way better than I could have ever imagined. And I ended up finishing in 21st place, which aside from Rising, or no, Underdogs, that's what they called it. MCC Underdogs, which was like one of my first events. That was the best placing I've ever gotten in MCC. You know, it obviously helps to have a good team, of course, because those team events, you know, Sky Battle, when we did good in Sky Battle and I literally didn't do anything in Sky Battle that was super helpful for my team, our team score, you know, helped raise my score. So yeah, having a good team definitely helps your placings. But individually, I also was doing way better than I could have ever imagined. So I was so ecstatic. I'm not sure if they will make this MCC canon because it's 6 events. So because it's only 6 events instead of 8, it's hard to judge coins. So I don't know if they will, because canon means that it'll go in the record books is like, okay, you know, your coin average is usually what they look at to, and this is what Scott uses to balance teams. How many coins does this person typically get in an MCC event? With it being only 6 different games, the coin count is obviously going to be off. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll count that as canon or not, as far as stats are concerned. We'll see. I mean, maybe it's better if they don't, because if he goes, you know, oh, Impulse is capable of getting 21st place, then I'm going to be like 2nd or 3rd frag on a team instead of 4th. Which in this case, I guess I was 3rd frag, which is basically a way of saying like I was expected to do the 3rd best on the team out of everyone. Oh, we need to do. Should I worry about doing the obsidian at this point? I feel like it's so high up, that's not going to matter. Maybe I'll sprinkle in a few. Yeah, 6 events. Normally there's 8. That's right. Say I'm a good 3rd. I think from now on maybe I could handle being 3rd frag, you know, especially if I'm going to finish between 20 and 30. But I don't know if that's going to be something I can consistently do, to be honest. Like, I was locked in that day. It was a good day. I was happy, obviously, to finish 21st. That was insane. Whether or not I can finish, you know, between 20 and 30 consistently, we'll see. We'll see. That could have been more of a reflection about just me just having a really good day, or the fact that my team was amazing. You know, who knows? A lot goes into it. We'll see in future MCC events what turns out there. But I have some extra confidence now, you know, now that I know I can do what I did. So that's good. But yeah, MCC went great. So our team did not get the order of events that we wanted. Like, not even close. Like, we wanted to play Sky Battle last, and it was first. Basically, it was like the other teams were scared. It was like they were scared of what they knew we were going to do in Sky Battle. And the only way to give themselves a chance was to nerf us. And if you guys aren't familiar with MCC, the early events score less coins. Because as it goes on, you get multipliers. So like the last event is like a 2.5 or maybe even 3 coin multiplier. So it's worth 3 times as much as the event that you play first. So usually you want your worst events played early. And we knew Sky Battle was going to be our best event because Fruit Berries is the best. I'm sure people can argue with this, but he's one of the best Sky Battle players on the planet. So we knew we were going to crush that event. And so we wanted it late. And so backstage, before we walked out, we were chatting it up with a few people back there. I think Wally Bear was back there and a few others. And we're like, so we're gonna do Hole in the Wall first, right? Because Hannah was a little nervous about Hole in the Wall. Hannah's had some rough Hole in the Wall events, and Hannah was a little nervous about it. And so, to calm her nerves, she would have preferred if we just got it out of the way. Just get Hole in the Wall over with, you know. And so we're like, so Hole in the Wall first, right? You know, and we were kind of like, it was kind of like a joke in a way. And then everyone around us was like, oh yeah, we're in. Let's do that. And we're like, no way, they're on board. We're getting excited now. Wait, everybody back here, they're on board. So like, we're scheming. Scott's back is to us, and we're like, don't let Scott hear us. Because, you know, we don't want him to be upset that we're scheming backstage, the event order, you know? So everyone backstage is all agreeing. Yeah, let's do hole in the wall first. Let's do it. And here we are, Yellow Yaks, thinking, oh my gosh, we just conned these people. We're gonna crush this event now because we talked them into doing hole in the wall first, and that's good for us. We get in the game. It's time to pick the first game, and everyone we talk to goes straight to Sky Battle. They lied to us. They all lied right to our face. They trolled us. It was like I mean, they sold it so well. They sold it so well. I don't know if they all had a meeting while we were having our meeting, and they said, hey, let's troll the Yellow Yaks. Let's make them think we're going to play hole in the wall first instead of Sky Battle. I don't know. Like, they felt like they all were in on it. Like, and they didn't skip a beat. There was no smirks when we came up with this idea. I didn't see anybody like, yeah, hole in the wall. Right. Totally. You know, like give any kind of indication that we were getting trolled. We got trolled hard. We got trolled so hard. They went straight to Sky Battle. The worst possible thing that could happen to us. We needed Sky Battle to happen later so that we could get mega points for it, knowing that we were going to crush it. So we said, all right, that's fine. It's fine. We'll do it first and we'll win. We'll get an early lead and we'll just try to keep it, you know, however things go. You know, sometimes with MCC, order of events can really change the standings. Who's got a shot and who doesn't. And I think teams, they knew Yellow Yaks, we were a strong team. They knew it. And they were just doing whatever they could to nerf us best they could. And that's smart. That's smart strategy. I would do the same if I was on another team. I would do the same thing. But we did, you know, as advertised, you know, as we expected, we did do great in Sky Battle. Like I said, it was mostly Fruit carrying the team because he's amazing. I didn't do much other than not fall in the void early, which is a win for me. And we got ourselves in first place. And then they went straight to Meltdown. They picked Meltdown next. Our next best event, at least that we would assume would be our next best event, was chosen next. And we're like, oh, the nerfage continues. They're going to continue trying to nerf us. They picked another PvP event. We're going to be a strong PvP team. They're just trying to bring us down best they can. Super smart. And then we did okay. Part of that's probably my fault. I've never had a great meltdown. I've never had a great meltdown experience. But we did better. We did better than I've ever done before. So that was nice. But we didn't get first in it by any means. But it was enough to hold on to our lead, I think. And so at that point we knew, you know, our best events were out of the way. We have a lead, but multipliers are coming. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to end up getting first place after this. I missed another block. Thank you. See it? You guys are on point. Whoop. Thank you. All right, I'm glad somebody's paying attention during story time. Wait, I think I missed one there too, yeah. Parkour. See, good at parkour now. Woo! Got it. All right. So, oh gosh, I gotta remember the order of events. Next up, was it Ace Race? Was the third event Ace Race? Can't remember now. I think it was. Yeah. So Ace Race was next, and the one thing about Ace Race that was kind of exciting was it was a new one. It was a new map. And the reason I find that exciting is because it kind of levels the playing field. A lot of times in MCC, you'll get half the... What? I didn't finish that down there. You guys worried about me missing a block? I missed half a layer. Whoops. But it was a new map that nobody had seen. And so that gives a level playing field because a lot of times, a lot of people in MCC, they'll do a lot of VOD reviewing, right? So there are like videos out there that are like, the MCC Ace Race map named Clouds 2. Here is the best route. Here are all the shortcuts. And then you memorize those. You learn exactly what you're supposed to do in order to get around as fast as possible, get the best time. And those people that study and memorize and they can't really train. There's no way to actually like play the Ace Race map outside of MCC, which I like as well. Because then you get people that would just train so hard they'd get it down perfectly. Like people have done on the practice one, on the practice server. Uh-oh. We're probably gonna be done with this for a little bit. And that's okay. We got other stuff to do. And so yeah, it was a new map. And I figured all I'm gonna do is just follow the people that are good at this. You know? Like some people just have a natural instinct on looking at things for the first time and knowing what to do. And I tried to follow them. Hey, Real. Why not dye the white wool? I don't have a lot of dye. We'll go look and see if anybody's got dye. Yeah, I'm running really low on dye. I'll go back to this level real quick. Actually, let me just finish this one. We were so close. Can I finish it? Yeah. Hopefully. Gonna be close. No, I'm gonna be like one block short. Nice. So yeah, Ace Race went really well. I was able to keep up with people. I was flowing. I was flowing. I was in a groove. I was loving the map. The map was absolutely amazing. Yeah, we'll have to see if Pearl has any. No way. Oh, that was satisfying. That was satisfying, was it not? Like I planned it. So good. Let's go see if Pearl has much black. She would have had to get Wither Roses. I don't feel like Pearl has a Wither Rose farm. Wool Street was taken down. Does that mean... I mean, there's got to be stock somewhere. Corrales does. Where's his Wither Roses at? Oh, so he shares to her. Okay. All right, that's cool. So yeah, Ace Race went well. I think I got 20th in Ace Race. Is that right? Anybody remember? Let me catch up while we're talking here. Opal, thank you so much for the $1. Can you dig it? Oh god, that was what I was worried about with the meet and greet, is that you'd be unable to greet all the fans or you'd be stuck there for hours past the end time. I'm sad to hear the concern was real. I hope next year something more reasonable can be arranged. Yeah, we're going to be talking to Twitch actually. So I got a partner manager at Twitch that's very receptive. I got 19th? I think you can look it up on Reefy Stats real quick. Reefy Stats is the MCC stat site. It's pretty funny. Not complaining to Twitch, but yeah, I have a partner manager who is asking for feedback and we'll be passing that on. Hopefully they can, oh, it's not down here. What am I doing? Let's immediately go to deduction. Hopefully they'll make it better for next year, for sure. Hello? I need... Did not fall in the hole? Black. Uh-oh. Pearl! Deduction calls. Did I fall in the pool? Gray. Yeah, that's gray. Man, Pearl doesn't have any black. Man. Can I buy Wither Roses then? Can you buy Wither Roses? They're planted here. Aha! Dang. This is gonna get expensive. 2 diamonds per stack of wool, basically. I mean, I could switch to... Would concrete be better? What's up, Ollie? Amble's a big fan. Lovely seeing you. Can you tell Pearl to reset? Purtle. Thank you. You call it Purtle. Deduction. Let's see. Let me look. Have you done the one that ends 16th of September? I'm guessing so. Where's your book? How do you access your book? Okay. Phase 9. You did it. Aw. I don't think I did this word. You ruined it. You ruined her. Well, now I can't do it. Whoops. Shouldn't have looked. Oh. Yeah, I did phase 7. Dang it. Okay, yes, I will tell her to reset so I can get back on track as well. For sure. I know you love the Purtle. We're loving the Purtle. Purtle's a good game. I need to do it more often. That one's on me. I shouldn't have looked. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. It's okay. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I gotta buy a lot of these, I think. Bro, making me broke. How many can I get? 11 stacks? Probably what I need. Let's just do it. Let's give her all this. 11 stacks. Yoink. Hello? There we go. Cool. Thanks, Pearl. Papa K is going to need to provide some more wither roses after that. All right, so Ace Race happened. I think Ace Race was voted on by the cheer-o-meter at MCC, right? They had the crowd cheer. Wait. 1 diamond. Oh, I did 2 diamonds. Wait, I could have got twice as many. Whoops. You're right. I just overpaid Pearl. I'm just gonna buy. Hold on, we fixed. Good. Thank you. Let me check that price again, make sure I didn't misread something. 1 diamond per 32, and I did 2. You're right. Oh well, I'm gonna clean her out then. So I need another, basically 11 stacks, and she has not that much. So we will do this. I know this is. It's so easy to mess up when you buy stuff. Oh gosh. See? This is super smart way to do it. I know. Okay, and I take back one of those and one of those. There we go, did it right. Wait, I can buy that too. There we go. I bought her out. Probably gonna need a restock, sorry. Thank you guys. I got only half of what I could have left an extra diamond as a tip, you're right. Nah, Pearl's from Australia. They don't believe in tipping. They don't believe in tipping people. Actually, I wish the US would get with the rest of the world and get past this whole tip for everything culture. Anyway, different subject. Yeah, so the audience had to do like a shout for whatever event you want type thing, and they shouted for Ace Race, I guess. So Ace Race went well. I was happy with my performance in Ace Race. Probably my best Ace Race ever. I was getting a lot of personal bests that day, actually. Super cool. And then, gosh, need to think. What came next? What was after Ace Race? That would have gone to the online chat voting one afterwards. Wasn't Hole in the Wall next? I felt like Hole in the Wall was, I mean, to get to the other side was very last, right? So which one what event am I missing? What was in between? There was 3 more events left. Hole in the Wall to get to the other side, and Grid Runners. I think Grid Runners was next. It was Hole in the Wall, then Grid Runners. Okay. Yeah, so Hole in the Wall. Hole in the Wall was all right. Hole in the Wall was all right. I did not mind Hole in the Wall. It was probably the best Hole in the Wall I've ever had. 11th, and then I got excited and made a mistake. Oh, I jumped. And the wall must have moved forward slightly before I expected it, because it caught the top of my jump as it moved forward. And I got stuck. It was just a simple 2-block jump. Easy move. I've done 100 times. And I got caught. It caught my legs. And I went out 35th. 35th on the 3rd set. After absolutely crushing the rest of it. I was like, come on. I was kind of devastated with that one. I just got stuck and I couldn't back up away from the wall because it just kept pushing forward. I just needed to like relax my mind, back up a few steps, and try again. And I panicked because I was like, "Oh, I'm stuck here now. This is my life." And I went out 35th. I can't remember what I got in the end as far as individual ranking on Hole in the Wall, but between an 11 and a 35, like I was happy with that for sure. I was cooking better than I ever thought I could. So But yeah. Pearl was struggling with no ping and hole in the wall. So basically you're saying that Pearl does better with latency on hole in the wall? I mean, I guess it's just a matter of what you're used to, right? We practice these things and we get used to jumping at a certain time, and that changed on her because of the ping issues, right? Because, yeah, exactly, you get used to that. So that makes sense. I was gonna say, because immediately you think, oh, if your ping is better, you're gonna be better. But no, that's not the case. It is whatever you're used to. There you go. Higher ping sometimes has its advantages. Well, you remember when Pearl straight up stuck to the wall? Like stuck to the wall completely and like came back? Insane. You got it at the 3rd round and got 5th. There you go. So it doesn't take Pearl long to lock in when things change. She's just phenomenal at everything. It's sickening, actually. No, it's great. But yeah, she's hogging all the cool. Anyway, so Hole in the Wall went well. I was very happy with that. And then Grid Runners, to be honest, was a bit rough for our group. I cannot really put my finger on what went wrong on Grid Runners. There was just a lot of fumbling, I think, that was happening more than it needed to. And, you know, part of that, I'm not blaming Skiz at all, but part of that, Skiz has never done Grid Runners before, had only been exposed to some of the Grid Runner stuff by VOD watching. We did some VOD watching at the house the night before, just so he could see what some of the puzzles were, but most of them he still had never seen. So there was some of that. Fruit and Hannah, not super heavy survival players, but they were really well versed in Grid Runners, and they were familiar with a lot of the stuff, so that did help, actually. We got caught up on stupid stuff, like the cow, fishing the cow out and then getting the milk. We got the cow out of the pit in like super quick time. We just didn't know what to do with the milk. I had 30 buckets of milk in my inventory, which is crazy considering there's only 27 spots. But I had all the milk, just didn't know where to put it. I tried putting it in a cauldron. I tried filling a cauldron with milk. Just panic ensued. So we didn't do that great in Grid Runners. And actually, that was the point in time where I thought we're not gonna get into Dodge Bolt. I thought our Grid Runners performance was bad enough that we would not make it into Dodge Bolt. But alas, to get to the other side came last, and we had the multipliers. And honestly, as a team, we did really well in to get to the other side. We had a strategy. We knew who we were following and all that kind of stuff. And I did the best I could have done and to get to their side. To get to the other side makes me nervous. It's absolutely 100% my worst. Well, second worst. Parkour Warriors, my first worst. To get to the other side is my second worst event in MCC. So I was nervous about it, especially being last. So, but yeah, Hannah was great at communication. We had a strategy. We knew where we were going. We knew who we were following. That made it much easier. Lots of stuff went right for us, even though technically, skill level wise, you know, between me and Skiz, we were dragging our team down pretty hard, I would say. But I did all right. I was happy with my to get to the other side, even though I was nervous about it. Gotta get in here. The punching was brutal. The one map that like I'm usually pretty good at. Last two MCCs have been terrible. It's the one with the skeletons. You guys know which one I'm talking about? It's got like the pressure plates with the slime block thing that you gotta jump over. It's got the skeletons that try to shoot you off, and then it's got the little jumps over the soul sand pit. It's a pretty classic map. It's on MCCI. I forget what it's called. But I'm pretty good at that usually. When I practice MCCI, I can crush that one. Siege is what it's called. Thank you. And I once again had a rough run the other day. And I don't know why. I just it's the people. There's too many bodies. They need to make people invisible. I understand you like they're not invisible because you can punch, and I don't like the punching aspect of it either. I think they should just honestly, if it was me, I would just be like, okay, I know It was fun for a while, but no more punching. Just make everybody invisible and don't allow punching and be done with it. That's just because I hate the punching. It's probably better entertainment value for you guys, but it is the most frustrating thing in MCC. So, and the fact that that's the reason why people are always in your face, you know, like you can't see where you're going because there's a person in your way, and the only reason they don't make people invisible like they do in Hole in the Wall is because they want to allow punching. So you take punching away, and then you can make people invisible, and then suddenly I'm on board. Suddenly I like the event, but I don't think I ever will until they take the punching away, if they ever take the punching away. Anyway, it was fine. We did well. And alas, because we did so well and to get to the other side, we were actually able to sneak back into first place. So our team finished with the most coins at MCC. Technically, we won it because Dodgeball's anyone's game, right? No. We then had to go win at Dodgeball in order to take home the crown, which is fine. I was very happy to just be in Dodgeball again. I've only been in Dodgeball once, one other time in my entire life, and that was in MCC Underdogs, where me, Fire Breath Man, and Blushy and B-Dubs were one and done on that. Well, B-Dubs was one and done. Got into Dodgeball and won, first time ever. So anyway, that was my second time ever doing Dodgeball. I was excited and nervous about it, of course. But again, I was strangely kind of calm that day. So I wasn't super stressed. I just wanted to have fun. And Dodgeball was one heck of a train ride, wasn't it? One heck of a train ride. We were up. We were down. We were up. We were down. It was like... That must have been, I feel like it would have been way more nerve-wracking to watch than it, I mean, in fact, I have watched it back since then, and I get more nervous watching myself than I was actually there doing it, which is wild. But, God, I don't even know if I can remember how the rounds went down. We lost the first round, I think, right? I think we lost the first round. And then won the second round. And then won the third round, I think. And then lost the fourth round. Now during the third round, the fourth round that we lost, there was a chance. There was a chance. Me and Fruit, it was 2v2. Me and Fruit both had the arrows. Fruit took a shot. He hit his target. I took a shot. I hit my target. Or so I thought. Watching back the video, I missed Shadoon by 1 pixel. Right under his feet. Just like to the left bottom of his foot. I missed him by 1 pixel. 1 pixel. And we would have been winners. It's insane. In fact, when I shot it, I was like, that went right through him. What happened? That arrow went right through his body. I was convinced I got robbed. I was so convinced I got robbed on that. And I was like, what the heck? I was so mad. But I missed. Alas, I missed him by a pixel, and that's the name of the game. You got it. You got it. B-Dubs is S tier. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, blame lag. Yeah, there wasn't much lag. But, and then... So now we're all tied up. If you guys haven't seen this, you got to go watch it. S is for soon. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go watch it. I have a VOD, MCC VOD, up on my second channel. I posted it fairly quick after. And you guys can go watch this happen. But so we are tied up 2 games to 2. Next one is take all. You know, you got to win 3 out of 5. And red team caught fire. By the way, fun fact about the red team in Dodgeball, specifically our boy Sneeg Snag, who's a really cool guy. I love Sneeg. I met Sneeg in MCC when we played with Philza and Joel. Philza, Joel, Sneak, and myself. There it is. I was like, I'm missing a player. It's me. It was a fun team. Sneak and I got along so well. I can just tell, like, Sneak and I have a lot in common, you know, from a humor standpoint and just the way we carry ourselves and stuff. Love the dude ever since I met him. And we obviously haven't done much since MCC, but he's just super cool. But Sneak was on a mission that day to destroy Skizzleman. He was on a mission to destroy Skiz, and he was successful. Sneaksnag, he fired 5 arrows at my boy Skiz. All 5 connected. Skiz was out early every round because of Sneak. Sneak didn't miss. Sneak had Skiz's number. Sneak knew exactly where Skiz was going every jump, I think. I don't know if Sneak caught a pattern. He's very, very smart. I don't know if he caught a pattern in the way Skiz was dodging or what happened there. But Sneak was just absolutely on fire when it came to shooting at Skiz. 5 rounds, 5 arrows, 5 deaths from Skiz. Out. Every time. And poor Skiz barely got a chance to experience Dodge Bolt. Did we just... It happened again. Very last block. That happened again. No way. Man, if I only had a nickel for each time that happened. What the heck? Anyway, Sneak was on fire. So, comes down, round 5. Sneak gets Skiz out. Hannah goes out early. Fruit's in there with me. He gets a shot. He gets 1 person, then Fruit's out. Now it's me against 3 people. 1v3 for all of MCC. 1v3. It's on my shoulders to kill 3 people in order to win the crown for my team that day. I get 2 arrows because we're you know, I somehow ended up with 2 arrows, I guess. That's just the way things went down. I had 2 arrows. And I got it's on me now, but somehow I wasn't overwhelmed by the pressure. Again, it was just my brain was in a place that day to where I just wasn't overreacting. The moment wasn't too big for me. So I line up my first shot. Bam! Get it. Nailed it. First try. And I look and I see another person over there, and I didn't want to take a long shot. Oh my God. Woo! I didn't want to take a long shot. So I come over here to get the guy in this corner, and something in my brain goes, nah, shoot that one. And I shoot across the court. Nailed him. 2 down, 1 to go. Somehow, in the meantime, somebody shot at me. And there's another arrow for me to pick up. So now I've got the 3rd arrow ready to go. I just need to get 1 more shot. Just 1 more. I just need to do what I did the last 2 times. Shoot, dead, shoot, dead. 1 more. Let out my shot. I'm watching Sneeg. I think I got his pattern down. I think I got it down. Doing this, jump back, doing this, jump back. Okay, I see it. All right, I know when he's going to jump forward. I got it. Doing this. Now's the time Sneeg jumps forward. Every time. Nope. Sneeg jumps back, and I shoot in front of him. He changed his what I perceive to be his pattern. He's too good. He's too good. And it makes me look like a terrible shot because I missed him by a mile. I was aiming for a jump way in front of him that didn't happen. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. All right, no problem. I'll adjust. Not falling for that again. This time I'm going to shoot behind him. So I get another shot at him. I shoot behind him. But it was too much behind him. Just barely. It was so close. Just barely behind him. He didn't have the backward trajectory I was hoping for. I over-aimed. Missed him. And that's all it took. Sneeg, at that point, did the most 007 thing I've ever seen anybody in MCC do. Sneeg was dressed up as the egg dude. What's his name from Sonic? The bad guy, Eggman guy? And he had those cool goggles on his forehead. Sneeg takes the goggles, He pulls him down over his eyes. Eggman, yeah. Dr. Eggman, got it. Pulls him down over his eyes and without hesitation, draws back his bow and nails me first try. And that was it. And you know what? I'm okay with the way that ended. Yes, had I hit one of those shots against Sneeg and won it for the Yellow Yaks, that would have been one of the greatest days of my entire life. And I would still be on cloud 9 celebrating how amazing that was. But what Sneeg did was so cool, so worth it. Like, I'm glad it happened. Even losing, I'm fine with because of the way that went down. It was just amazing. He made an amazing moment that people will remember forever. And that's important. That's super important, And I can't be upset with the way things went down. It was a great day. It was I did really well. I did the best I could. That's all that can be asked. I missed a couple shots at the end, but I also hit a couple shots at the end. That could have gone way worse. I could have won V3'd and they could have been 3 people standing and me dead. I at least took 2 of them out, gave our team some excitement. I got everybody like wondering if I could pull off the 1v3. I mean, it feels bad to like let them down by not finishing it, but hey, drama, drama. That was great content. So, I'll get them next time. It's only my second dodge bolt ever. So yeah, that was super fun. I mean, obviously because of the way MCC went down, I am very, very, like, that was my favorite part. I'm competitive and stuff. So that was my favorite part of MCC, other than meeting people, of course. But like event wise, that was one of my favorite things I've ever done, ever been part of. So I'll remember that forever. Super cool. Yeah, made a moment. Tango's reaction was like watching a sports match. You want to see a reaction? Watch Joel's. Watch Joel watching, like, when it was 1v3. He was squirming in his chair so much. It's comical. Joel's reactions are so good. I watched somebody post it on Twitter, I think, and I like saved it to my phone. Joel was going absolutely nuts watching it, and it was hilarious. That makes me so happy to see that people were like that into it. And you know what I mean? And screaming, and I heard people lost their voice because of it. And I'm glad I didn't lose mine. I kind of learned my lesson from last year. I lost my voice in MCC last year. Oh, jeez. So bad at this. I got this. Oh, I don't got this. I lost my voice last year, Twitch Rivals Vegas. And then I had a Phasmophobia sponsored deal that I was signed up for the next day, and I literally had 0 voice for it. That was yeah, I vowed not to do that to myself this time. So no one says I couldn't stay in my seat in the audience. That's so cool. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all the people cheering on the Yellow Yaks. I feel bad that I wasn't able to bring it home, but like I said, the moment was just so cool. Just being there was enough that I have no regrets whatsoever. And it was cool to see the way Sneeg finished that. I think that's just pretty epic. I like it would be all right, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, if I was given the chance to go back in time and I was shown, okay, if you hit this shot, that means this moment's not gonna happen, right? I'm time traveler now, okay? And I'm given the opportunity. Listen, you can hit the shot. Sneeg's not gonna jump forward now. He's gonna backtrack. So you can hit the shot now that you know what's happening. But that does mean that we're not gonna get that moment where Sneeg 007 pulled down his goggles and finished the job in the most epic way ever. I would be tempted to let it happen the way it happened, but I'm too competitive to not just take the shot and win. But it's fine. It's fine. It was just, if I was gonna lose, that's the way I would like. I enjoy losing, So good. Coping with grief. Not too much. I mean, I think a lot of people were worried that I would take it badly, that I lost, because I'm very competitive. But like, when it happened, I don't know if you guys saw it because I literally left my seat anybody watching my stream, I don't know if you heard what, as soon as they won, could you tell what I did? I went over and basically encouraged my team to get up and go congratulate the red team. And I went over and I gave Sneeg like the biggest hug. Cause like I said, I love the dude. I think he's amazing. And I had no idea at the time that he had done the goggle thing. I had no idea. In fact, somebody at when we met up, you know, we had some more where we ran into people and signed autographs and stuff later, which I'll get to. But they had said something about that moment. That moment where Sneeg pulled down his goggles for the last shot was so cool, and I had no idea what they were talking about. I did the smile and nod, you know, which I feel bad doing now because I had no idea what they were talking about, and I was just like, yeah, you know, acting like I did, which I got to stop doing that. But anyway, after I'd went back and seen what they were talking about, I was like, whoa, that was so cool. That was so boss, so 007. That yeah, I was happy for him. So we had that on stage, you know, where we came over and, or it was on there where their seats were, where we went over and congratulated them and stuff. And MCCs, that's how MCC is, right? Like, we're all happy for each other. It's not so competitive that we're like mad when we lose and stuff. But Sneeg actually came into the lounge. We were in a special lounge afterwards, and Sneeg he literally came right up to me and was just like, we were congratulating each other, and another big hug and stuff. It was cool. It was cool. Love to see that kind of community. I think that's what Minecraft stands out for in my eyes. I don't know how many people like are aware of just how good the Minecraft community is. Oh, I'm standing for no reason. Well, because it's healthy, I guess. I'm gonna sit back down here. But the Minecraft community, the MCC community, like, is just so nice to each other. You know, it's like we all are rooting each other on. We want to see everybody do their best. The fans that are watching, you guys, like, are all so supportive no matter what we do, good or, you know, as far as in the game, skill wise and stuff. But you guys are all very, very, very cool. I mean, I can just say even another thing that's outstanding was we decided to do an ad hoc kind of meet and greet because we weren't super happy with the way the first one went down, and we knew there was going to be people that didn't get a chance to sign up for that meet and greet, or, you know what I mean, because there was only limited spots. And so after the panel was done, which the panel's a whole nother topic we can talk about, but after the panel was done, we decided just to go out in the lobby, go out in the TwitchCon lobby. And if people wanted to come up and talk to us and get autographs and pictures and stuff, then right there, right there, they can, you know. It wasn't announced. It was just like, you know, if you happen to be hanging out after the panel, then you would have seen us there and got a chance to have that interaction. And when things aren't organized like that, there's no like security or anything, there's always concern that, you know, a crowd will form and not manage themselves, you know, 100% properly. But again, because the Minecraft community is just so amazing, everyone just somehow magically made single file lines, waited their turn to meet us. Nobody was like getting upset with anyone else for taking too long or any of that kind of stuff that you feel like could happen in those type of settings, unmanaged settings. Everyone was super cool, super nice to each other, gave each other the space, and we gave everybody the time we could. Now, we got in trouble. We were blocking the doors to the next panel. And so I had a guy come up to me and ask me if this was the line to get into the Call of Duty panel. And very humbly I said, no, this is the line to meet me. I think I might have worded it a little bit differently than that. Like, might have said us as like pointed to the rest of us. But anyway, that's what it came across as. Very humbly. Very humbly. But yeah, I was super impressed. Anyway, so security asked us to move a couple times because we were blocking doors. But if you were there, you saw how I managed that. I think it was pretty good. I was like, hey, everybody, we need to shift, 20 feet that way. And then I was wrong. Oh, yeah, sure, I said us. I sure did. Come on, Jim. I don't remember. Skiz, I asked Skiz later what I said, and he said, I said us, not me. I don't know. Maybe it was just make me feel better. As I realized I was probably being pretty arrogant or something. But yeah, we had to move the whole group a few times because we were in the way. Security guy kept coming up to me and saying like, hey, not safe. Can you move over a little bit more? But every time I was like, hey, everybody, we need to slide over, 20 feet. And then at one point we actually had to pivot 90 degrees. The whole crowd had to pivot like we were a marching band. And you guys did it. Like, just nailed it. Everybody was there, just like, yep, sure, no problem. Bang. Moved to where we needed to move. No issues at all. It was fantastic. So yeah, I'm always blown away at how well you guys kind of like self-manage yourselves in those situations and don't get unruly when there's there's probably other communities that wouldn't be so looking out for each other, Oh, we almost did it again. You can hear my voice yelling pivot. I did, right? I was yelling pivot to the crowd. I was doing the whole friends thing. Hack Uber Geek, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Best response. Sub to Mumbo 200 bits says, MCC was great. My brother, who didn't even watch MCC, was so into it, especially in Dodgebolt. Definitely turned him into an Impulse/Hermit watcher now. Amazing. I know we almost had 3 nickels. If we would have, how many blocks were we short here? We're short like 14 blocks. Oh, man. Oh, Sam, I triggered a new fear for you. No, nothing to fear. Nothing to fear of. Everybody's great. Yeah, everybody say hi to Sub to Momo. Got a chance to meet Sub to Momo. It was awesome. I didn't know you were recording me that day, Sub to Momo, when I said that you were a troublemaker. I saw that clip. That was pretty good. But yeah, it was great. So I'll back up a little bit because I kind of skipped over the panel a little bit. I just talked about what happened after the panel, but the panel was very interesting. We had kind of a rough idea of things we wanted to talk about, a couple questions that we thought we could answer, and just kind of, riff off of each other as we usually do, However, I'm gonna let him behind the scenes, Gem. However, there was one major issue with the panel, and not sure how well we sold this, if anybody noticed, but we couldn't hear each other. All of us up there on the couches and stuff, we could not hear each other. The monitors that were like replaying back to us, yeah, Jem says, I still haven't watched it back to see what I said. So like I went on this diatribe about how amazing Hermitcraft is because we're friends first and all this stuff. And we couldn't, Jem heard none of it. None of it. So this idea that we had of like, oh, okay, you say something and then whoever, can like go from there, take that, whatever you said and go from there and we'll spin off of it and everybody would add their insight and stuff like that. We couldn't hear each other. Straight up. We had no idea what each other were saying. And so we just had to do our best. And, so that's why it kind of got down to like one question and one Hermit answers because like the next Hermit couldn't answer because they might answer the same thing. And because we didn't know what the last person said. No wonder Jem looks so bored. Did Jem look bored? I think it's just a matter of what am I supposed to do now? Like you get put in that situation. You're like, well, what do I do now? I can't tell what's going on. How am I supposed to add or say the next thing that's not the same thing? You don't know. So it was very, very awkward. And hopefully they can fix that moving forward. If we have any feedback for them, that's gotta be part of it. Again, it was a situation where they're not used to 8 people on a panel. Twitch is used to like 1 or 2 3 people on a panel, and it's easy to group them together real close, and they can hear each other right then and there. But we're stretched across the whole stage, and so it was much more difficult, I guess. So yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I think we did okay. I enjoyed it. Honestly, the panel was something that, again, I wasn't that nervous for. I like doing panels. I've done a few. You can only really hear who was ever right next to you. Yeah. Yeah, so I was able to have a moment with Skiz at least, because I could hear Skiz. He was right next to me, and Skiz was like, he wanted to, we had that part in the panel where everyone was in line to ask us questions there in person. And Skiz just decided to ask his own question. And I was like, hey, you need to get in line like everybody else, you know, like, cause like basically I'm like saying there's people waiting in line to ask questions and you're hijacking that. And so I was able to have that little moment, and that was pretty funny. Yeah, NK, I think I saw that you'd posted that on Twitter. Thanks for that. I love those clips that you post. And so we had that moment, but there would have been much more. There would have been much more of those moments had we been able to actually hear each other well, you know? And so I think the panel could have been much better if we were able to hear each other. But it was still good. It was still good. Scar did an outstanding job with like being the host / moderator. You know, we did have Hermitcraft who was there to be in the crowd and ask questions, and she was great. But Scar basically led the discussion and led us from topic to topic. He did a great job introducing everybody and giving some sort of tidbit about them, kind of a funny quip. Scar did it absolutely fantastic. And let's not forget, Scar put together the most amazing like walk-in music. He put together a little like 15-minute soundtrack where as people were entering the meet and greet, they were able to hear Hermit Gang, Bop, Pearl's song from season 8, bunch of horn bits were mixed in. Oh my god, was in there, all that. Scar put that together. Scar did like the greatest mixtape in Hermitcraft history, and so that was really cool. I have one regret. I wish we'd come out on stage during Hermit Gang, because I would have loved to rap my verse live in front of everybody. I rapped it backstage. I don't know if anybody in the crowd could actually hear me rapping backstage. Was anybody there at that point in time? Tell me if you heard me rapping backstage. Maybe not. Maybe it was too loud. Oh, you couldn't hear it. Ah, dang it. Yeah, that would have been cool to walk out during that. Everybody was, the whole crowd was chanting the song too. So I can imagine it would have been too hard to hear. But yeah, that was super cool. Anyway, all right, we've got some progress here. Let's take a look. We've darkened the building. That looks way better. That looks way better. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna collect some materials. I got some extras to add onto this building. It's gonna be super cool. So let's transition real quick. Let's sit down. Go. Only heard the please hold music at the end. Amazing. Hi, Primers. Primers decided to come in here. Desco Burr, we're sitting down again. I feel so tall when the desk goes down. I think it's because my seat like goes up when I'm not sitting in it. Didn't hear it watching the panel, and MCC really inspired me to get there next year if finances and grad school timing works out. Maybe I'll be a partner someday too. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, NJ, that'd be great if you can make it. It's a good event. It's a great event. You know, it's probably right now the only real convention that I feel like, you know, unless Minecon comes back or we somehow miraculously figure out how to do a Hermitcon, which would be a logistical nightmare, of course, but it's probably the next best thing that we can do as Hermits to try to go to from a convention standpoint, I feel like. Even though not all Hermits stream or stream on Twitch even. I don't know, I just feel like community-wise, it's still our best bet right now. Sure, there's others, VidCon, PAX, you know. I just don't know if those conventions are going to have as many Hermit fans as TwitchCon. I feel like TwitchCon still has the most pull, I guess. I could be wrong. I've gone to PAX before, and honestly, I mean, PAX was cool, but I'm not much of a, I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer, you know? Like, I play video games, but I'm not, like, super into it, like board games and stuff and all that. So PAX wasn't really my vibe, and I've never been to anything else. VidCon could be cool, but it's more about the big YouTubers, I think, at VidCon. The big, you know, random YouTubing and stuff, not gaming necessarily or Minecraft. Evan and Caitlin do love VidCon, though. So maybe one day I'll go just to hang out with them. I know it sounds weird that I say I'm not a gamer, but really, I'm not as hardcore of a gamer as you would imagine me to be. I play just a handful of games, and there was a decade of my life where I didn't play games at all, other than Guitar Hero. So, guys, I'm gonna ask. Here's my non-gamer coming out. Is there a way to make smooth basalt, or do I have to mine it from like amethyst cluster thingies or mountains somewhere or something? I need smooth basalt. In fact, if I take a look, you can make it. Yay! Okay. Second question. Is that a newer thing in the game, or has it always been that way? How many is this? 12 stacks, 13 stacks. Long time. Great. Okay, cool. See? Not a gamer. So if I throw this basalt in here, it'll turn into smooth basalt? Sweet. All right, let's see. I don't know if we need more fuel. All right, we're going to get more, though. We need to go get some more basalt, so let's take a trip. Hey, we're finally not tearing down fog lights. This was very helpful, though, guys, because I'm going to start building the next part of the dipple drop. As you saw, I had a little schematic there. I did some designing yesterday in what little time I had since I got back. Yesterday, well, I got back on Monday night. Monday afternoon, really. Monday at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Where am I going? It's been so long, I can't remember what way's what. Right? I'm wrong. Got back Sunday night, and my son's car wouldn't start. My son's living at home right now. He lived in the dorm at ASU last year, but decided this year to just live from home so he could focus on his studies and not have to get a job and stuff to pay for, apartments and stuff. And his car wouldn't start, and he had to go to school yesterday. So I came home from this amazing weekend at TwitchCon and immediately had to figure out how to fix my son's car. So I was busy doing that. We got lucky. It turned out it was just a battery, which I know how to replace batteries. I've done it many times. So I was able to just diagnose that it was a bad battery and went and got him a new one, and it was all good. I got him up and running pretty quick, actually. So I was grateful for that because it could have been much, much worse. All right, I'm just gonna take from here. We'll run this some other time. Got the haste beacon here, but I need to put resistance back in and regen. If I'm gonna run that far, I gotta remember that. Yeah, it's kind of wild to come home from this whole experience. It's weird, right? There's nowhere else and no other time in my life where I kind of feel like a celebrity in a way. I know that sounds weird and self-fulfilling, but you guys make me feel like a celebrity, you know? Like when we're at these conventions and, you know, I walk in a building and it's like, oh my gosh, it's Impulse, you know? Sorry, Acid, that was great though, I love that. But it makes me feel like a celebrity, you know? There's no other way to put it. It makes me feel very, very, very special. And so you go from this environment where you're kind of getting treated that way, you know, we're getting escorted around with Secret Service agents, it felt like, and making sure we're safe and special, you know, we're having to walk back passages in the buildings and whatnot, all this craziness. And then I get home and it's just like that whole thing is just, that's over. I'm back to just, I got to be a dad now and be back with my family and make sure I'm taking care of my family's needs and all that kind of stuff. It's like such a switch that needed to happen and needed to happen quick. because I'm not sure my wife would have appreciated it if I was like, I'm not gonna fix his car. I'm too famous for that. You know what I mean? What are you gonna say? You got work to do. You gotta get back to adulting. You know, get back to normal life. Oh. Yeah, she would have smacked me pretty good, and she would have been valid in doing so for sure. Blackbird, did I say thank you for your 5 gifted subs earlier? If I didn't, sorry about that, but thank you so much. Appreciate the sub bum. I haven't been looking over. Ramble Wheels, thank you so much for the 200 bits. It was a joy to meet you in the Hermits. It did inspire me to perhaps start streaming myself. Loved giving you the ornament with your logo on it. Thanks for being you. Yes, I have that. It is amazing. In fact, it's in the other room. I wish I had the bag next to me. I got a bag full of really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I did go through it. I went through it that night, actually, when I got home. After I'd fixed my, or figured out what to do with my son's car. So, anyway, need to get a minion to fix things for me. No, I mean, I already have enough of that going on that feels a little weird. Like, I have a landscaper that comes once a week and takes care of the backyard. That allows me to get those couple hours back to either be with my family or make content. A lot of those decisions I've made to pay people to help me, like with the landscaping and the pool maintenance. And that's really it. I think that's it. That's all I do. Is take care of. I have a backyard that's it takes a lot of work to keep up, and so I don't particularly like, especially in the middle of summer, having to do yard work. So I pay for that to be done, and then I just the way I justify that is like I'm going to take that time that I would be dealing with that and spend it with my family. So, did I record a podcast? Yes. Okay, so we'll continue. We'll continue as we're waiting for basalt to be smelted. Let me see what else I have on the list real quick. If there's anything else I need to start worrying about. What happened? Why? There's the list. Okay. Some of this is from the actual tower itself. But I know based off of what I built what I need. I used mangrove because Skiz gave me mangrove logs. I made a point to use mangrove heavily because I got a nice gift from Skiz that I wanted to make sure I would use somewhere. Magma blocks, mangrove, all the M's, and purpur. We need to buy lots of purpur. In fact, why didn't I look at that a little bit longer? We need to get 10 stacks, we'll call it. Some of the purpur is already there, so we need to get about 10 stacks of purpur. Looks like we're giving Pearl some more of our diamonds today. Go do that. So yeah, let's get we're past Saturday really. We did the panel. So we did MCC, then we pretty much ate some food, went right to the panel. And then after the panel, hung out, like I said, nice crowd outside in the lobby area. It was fantastic. We're there for a while, and then of course, once again, at that point in time, we were spent. We were spent. Saturday night, we had opportunities to go out and go to parties and whatnot. We did go out to dinner, which was cool. We went to Margaritaville. Actually, I thought we were going to Margaritaville, but it said Land Shark something or another. Anyway, I was confused about that. End up sitting next to Ludwig. Like, not at the same table. He was like at a table beside us, so it wasn't like I was going to talk to him or anything. He was with his friends. But Ludwig is someone that I used to watch play Among Us, and I watch his Mogul Mail stuff now, and so I've kind of like fanboyed internally with Ludwig a little bit, sitting next to us. I may or may not have ordered the same thing he ordered, and not just because it was Ludwig, because once I saw him get this Philly cheesesteak, it looked really good and I wanted it. But that was cool. That was very cool. I was gonna order a burger, and then I saw Ludwig get a Philly cheesesteak, and I'm like, actually, Philly cheesesteak sounds good. Where am I going, guys? Where's Pearl sell the purpur? Cat Cafe, thank you. So you noticed I was just flying around aimlessly waiting for somebody to tell me that. Thank you. Here's the Cat Cafe. I'm good at this. Skiz built his game there. The cat bus. Oh gosh, we've been through this before. We've been through this before. The cat bus. There it is. Okay, I'm getting better. Took me forever to find it last time. And then there's an entrance here. First try. Why can't you walk up on that? All right, we need... That's not a box. That's not a box. That's a box. She splits everything in half stacks. All right, fine. Not to be rude, but I think that's the best way to put that. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I brought my own. All right. Malicious compliance. Is that like, oh, you don't have an ender chest in here. You're in trouble. And she's like, I'll show you. Here's an ender chest nobody can access. Ha ha ha. All right. All right. It is on purpose then. Nicely done, Pearl. Nicely done. So yeah, Saturday night we went out to dinner and then we went back and crashed at the house. So, now this was the best part. So that was it for us. We were done after the Saturday panel and our ad hoc meet and greet. We were done with TwitchCon. That was our last like obligation. And Sunday we didn't plan on going into TwitchCon at all. 1 diamond, 28. That's too many. I'll do 18. So Sunday we had planned on just getting together and going in sightseeing. Scar had brought up at one point in time wanting to see the USS Midway, which is a aircraft carrier, a naval aircraft carrier that they have set up as just a museum in San Diego, kind of by Seaport Village, downtown San Diego area. And so we went to check that out. Got to hang out with Scar. We had an amazing breakfast that morning. We went to some just random cafe right there across the street from the USS Midway, and it was good. It was so good. I want one right now. So yeah, we got it. It was safe. It was Scar safe. Don't worry. They had fences. Scar was a little worried about, are they gonna have rails on the top of the ship? He couldn't roll off the flight deck into the ocean. But we took our time and really just enjoyed our time together, walking around the USS Midway and reading about all of it, reading about the battle. We watched a little movie together, a 15-minute movie on the Battle of the Midway, and walked around the carrier and learning about all the planes and all the jobs that everybody had on the carrier. They had elevators to a lot of parts to it. I was very impressed. The accessibility was as good as it was. Scar was able to get down into the lower decks. Actually, they had a wheelchair elevator just that he could use to get down to a lower deck where they had like they were explaining how they did like firefighting and stuff on the ship, and how they have different jobs and stuff. It was really cool. You could see like how they sleep. Their bunk beds that are like barely enough to fit a body in, so your face is just like up against the top bunk when you're laying in there. Like I couldn't imagine how difficult it would have been to have life on an aircraft carrier like that. And it always just makes me respect the men and women of our services even that much more when I see what kind of conditions they had to live through in order to fight for our freedoms and stuff. Really cool. Really cool. So we spent a good 2 to 3 hours just walking around the USS Midway. It was cool. No, not operational. I wonder if it could be though. It's set up as a museum now, so it's not operational, but I wonder if they ever like truly needed an aircraft carrier, if they would put it into service. I doubt it. It's probably so far gone that, they made this in like 1946 or something like that. It just barely missed the World War II war. It's kind of odd because there was the Battle of Midway, but this ship was named after it, didn't actually spend time in World War II. So very cool stuff. All right, let me think. I got to get magma blocks as well. This is taking a lot longer than I could have anticipated, and I think I need to give it some more fuel, actually. Let's do that real quick. So yeah, Sunday, we did that, the midway, and we were thinking about trying to get down to the pier that Pearl and I were talking about. So the Imperial Beach Pier. I didn't mention that in when Pearl and I were talking. I didn't mention which pier it was, but it was the Imperial Beach Pier, is the pier that I like going to, and the one I was talking about. Imperial Beach is very south San Diego, yes. A bit far from where we were, but I was hoping we would have time to make it, and it just turns out we just enjoyed our time so much at the USS Midway, and honestly, with it being kind of the end of the trip, we were all just ready to chill. We were ready to chill, you know? And so we wanted to record the podcast. So we just decided to kind of go back to the house early afternoon and start setting up for the podcast. And we're going to have some people over to hang out that night and have a pizza again. Pizza again. Couldn't get enough of Bambinos. So anyway, we got back to the house, and it turned out that it was a good thing because the podcast setup actually was a lot. It was a lot of work. Had to set up all the lights, and we did only use a single camera, but the microphone situation was definitely wild. I didn't want a bunch of wired microphones that we needed to pass between people and stuff. So I got wireless mics that I'd literally just received the day before we left for TwitchCon. So I didn't know how to use them really. Luckily for me, Evan and Caitlin came over. And Evan, from Evan and Caitlin, is the smartest. Well, okay, him and Cub might be right there together. He's one of the smartest people I know. And so he immediately was like, you know, what mics you got? Okay, here's how we do this. We're going to record internally on the mic. We need to set it to 32-bit float. He was doing all these things. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you're saying, but cool, let's do it. You know? And he got us rolling. And then he was like, oh, there's so many people. Do we want, you know, I have an extra mic if you want. And so he had some extra mics. Unfortunately, one of those mics had some sort of weird issue. And I think it's just because Skiz touched it. Skiz has magic hands. Not the kind of good magic you would hope for, but Skiz has the ability to just break electronics. Like every time he touches any one of our cameras, it short circuits. It's the weirdest thing. It's like if anybody's ever seen the movie Powder, and it's an old movie, but anybody seen the movie Powder, where the guy like can't touch anything because he's electrically charged? That's Skiz. So of course, Skiz, his mic didn't work. Basically his mic just sounded like static, real loud static. The other 5 microphones worked absolutely brilliantly. They sound great. So, Skiz has had a little bit of an issue trying to make the podcast presentable for you guys. Oh, wait. I want to bring an empty thing in case I have some. Luckily, basically the video camera recorded like the whole room on the video camera mic, which is terrible, of course. But at least it was like got the whole room, so every time Skiz talks, it's gonna go to that mic and it's gonna sound so bad. But it's better than scrapping the podcast because one mic went out, you know. Where is it? There it is. So yes, we got together, we recorded the podcast. There was more people willing to partake in the podcast recording. I kind of envisioned me and Skiz sitting there and like people coming and going, but it turned into something much different. It basically turned into another panel type situation. You'll see on Friday. It's really cool though. It's very, very cool. So you'll get that, yeah, with extra people. Who was on the podcast? I wonder if I could say. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's see if I can get it. So basically all the hermits from the panel. So there was 8 of us, right? And then in addition to that was Evan and Caitlin. Why do I feel like there was 11 of us? Am I missing someone? I think that's it. So there's 10 of us. I'm trying to remember. 4 of us on the couch. Skiz and Scar to the side. That's 6. And then 4 behind. Yeah. Yeah, Joel was there, but Joel was on the panel. It was everybody from the panel plus Evan and Caitlin. Yeah, we didn't get Ollie or Jojo or anybody else that had come, unfortunately. I was being a good boy and making sure this is not where we get magma blocks, is it? I was being good and making sure that the Airbnb host was not going to get mad at me for throwing a party by having too many people come over to the house. So I was being a little cognizant of how many people we invited over that night. Otherwise, I would have had everybody, you know, Jojo and Ollie and Scott and Amesy and everyone, you know. And I would sneak everybody. I would have loved to have everybody, but it was right there in the rules. It was right there in the rules. No throwing parties. So I didn't want to get in trouble since I'm the one that rented the Airbnb. So they came over. We did the podcast straight away. It wasn't super long podcast. We didn't want to keep everybody for too long because everybody was really just exhausted from the weekend, and really looking forward to that pizza and just hanging out and chatting. And so that was really cool. That was super cool. We just hung out and chatted. It was football Sunday, so of course me and Skiz were you know, watching a little bit of football. It felt weird having people over and watching football, but you know, that's what we do. Couldn't help ourselves. We engaged still, but it was great because we could just like look around the house and seeing everybody just really enjoying their time together, getting to know like Evan and Caitlin. A lot of people there didn't know Evan and Caitlin, so got a chance to meet Evan and Caitlin, who are a lovely couple. They get along with everybody. They're just so fantastic. Sub to Mumbo 100 bits says, last question. I did want to make sure my Bodum art piece got home safely. My friend wanted me to give it to you and was wondering how I shall rest because I'm now I shall rest because I'm jet lagged. Sorry. Yes, in fact, it is safe and sound. Got home in one piece. I don't even think it got wrinkled at all. I put it in between. I brought home the signs. Hi, Joel's base. I just was here to see you juggle horse heads. I never do that. I wasn't paying attention. I went in the wrong portal. I just like seeing his base every once in a while. Whoa. Okay. Wrong way. But yeah, made home. I put it in between 2 of the signs. You know how we had our nameplates on Twitch Rivals, MCC? I have brought home Skiz's and Gem's and mine. Gem, I don't know if Gem's still here. Probably not. She's busy. Hopefully editing the vlog she was recording the whole time. But Gem couldn't fit her sign, I think, in her suitcase, so we ended up. No, there's no spoiler over there, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think so. We're bouncing around, just collecting stuff so I can get to building. We did some good stuff today. In fact, I want to do one more thing if we have time. I got a screenshot. But yeah, that was absolutely wonderful. Just hanging out with everybody at the house. It's that moment, you know, where it's like that moment of realization that it's over. You get like a sadness to it, you know. Like knowing that night when Joel left, and we stayed up pretty late, as late as we could. But like Scar had an early morning flight. In fact, Scar stayed way longer than I imagined he could have, given the fact that he had an early flight. It's just nobody wanted to say goodbye, you know? Yeah, post-con blues were already happening before it was even over. And so people stayed as long as they possibly could that night, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. And then that was it. We had to get up and get out of there. Some people had to get up super early. Jem had to leave at 5 in the morning. I did not. I missed. I said my goodbyes to Jem the night before, knowing I probably wouldn't be able to get up at 5 in the morning. Here's the thing about me. If I wake up at 5 in the morning to say goodbye to Jem, I wasn't going back to sleep. And that meant I would have been literally on like a couple hours of sleep for the day. So I slightly woke up and I heard some voices, which meant Jem didn't have to leave alone. Somebody did get up and say goodbye to her, and it was Pearl. Thank you, Pearl, for making sure Jem didn't walk out alone. Nobody to say goodbye to. That would have been sad, right? So Pearl got up and said goodbye to Jem, but I could hear them just outside my door as I was half awake. But that was super early. Yeah, we love Pearl. 5 a.m. Pearl doing it again. He's up at 5 a.m. saying goodbye to Jem. And then Pearl actually got to stay an extra almost full day because her flight wasn't until later that night. So she ended up going to Imperial Beach. She made it to the pier. I was so jealous. I wish I could have made it, but I had to get back home, of course. I had cars to fix. So Pearl and Ollie and Joel had some time on that Monday, and they went to the pier, took pictures and stuff. But they did not get the fish tacos. Oh yeah, JoJo went with them too. Absolutely, yeah, she was in it. You convinced Pearl's a vampire that doesn't sleep? Pearl is very good at finding alternate times during the day to grab some shut-eye. She's very good at that. Every once in a while, Pearl will just disappear for a little bit. We knew she's just off grabbing a few hours of sleep whenever she could. So yeah, it was, I can't sleep like that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would love to do it that way. But yeah, they didn't get tacos. They didn't get the fish tacos. Any tacos from Roberto's or Ramberto's or Giliberto's or Adalberto's? None of the Bertos. No, I don't think anybody got tacos from the Bertos. What I was suggesting they do is go to this place, Mike Hess Brewery, that has IB Street tacos. And they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So last time we took out some of these, but really what I want to do is I have an even better thing that we worked on a while back. I just got to find the screenshot. While I'm doing that, we got some birthdays in the house. Eddie Velis, happy birthday to you. Old Man Scene 24 and Minimal Halo 8777 all have birthdays.
Birthday. Yo. Why you have birthday?
Hope you guys have good ones. We lost Primcam after she got... I don't even know what's going on with Primcam at the moment. Pointing at the wall or something. We completely lost Primcam. I don't know if I can bring it back up. Hold on. J-Bug as well with a birthday. Birthday yo to you. Hope we have a good one. Hello? What is the Primcam pointing at? I'm struggling. Zoom out. That's... Aha. I have found... Oh, man. She's laying next to all the gear. She's laying next to all the gear I brought back from the trip. Hold on. I'll enable it here in a second. You guys can see her. Let me zoom out a little bit. Here she is. You see the bags? So, first of all, it's like she's right like below the camera, so it's hitting the desk that it's sitting on. But there's bags right there. Those bags are the for the lights. Studio lights. I haven't like fully unpacked since we got back. Just chilling. She just likes, I don't know if she likes the sound of my voice or what, but she just likes being in here, and she'll just lay there and listen to me. I just imagine what's going on in her head. She must think I'm weird, right? She must think I'm so weird, and she wouldn't be wrong, of course. But if I was her, I would just be like, this guy sits around and just talks to himself all day. Well, I don't get it. Chains and I don't know if it's white or gray. Hold on. All right, let's go up. Let's go up there. I think I need some more scaffolding. She just loves me so much. She's got to be near me. She wants to be around her human. I know. I love it. She always just like, I'm like, you ready to go to work? And she knows the word. She knows that when I'm like, it's time for work. She like, okay. She gets up and she goes to the back door and she's just ready to go. Let's go to work now. I don't love using the word work because then that I mean that's not what this feels like, obviously, but it's just become the thing. I think I'll go more scaffolding here. Very much border collie loves to go to work. Yes, yes. Wait a minute. Is it string? I'm silly. I'm silly. Wasn't thinking. Do I have string? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How can I get string easily? Do I need to go rob Corralis's spider farm? Should I go buy bamboo from B-dubs? Oh, I don't want to buy any more stuff. I spent so much money today. Just give me a thing of string. Just go to B-dub's shop and buy it. I know he would appreciate that, wouldn't he? B-dubs would like to make some diamonds. I can support my partner in crime here. All right, I'll do it. All right, I'll do it. Fine. Give B-dubs my money. Unfortunately, we're spending so much time collecting stuff. We're not getting anything done. But yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, we drove back home. The drive home actually was way longer. At least what it felt like. It was the same drive, but like we were tired. You know, the weekend was over. You get like an adrenaline dump type thing. And we were much quieter on the way back. And because of that, it definitely felt like a longer drive. This time I gave the passenger seat to Skiz since I had it on the way there. So I was just in the back seat, just kind of chilling. Is that the bamboo? No. Over here. Yeah, post-con crash for sure. And immediately I'm just like looking forward to next year. Wait a minute. So he's... But does he sell string? Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Okay. One stack, one diamond. I only need one stack. I'm good with one stack. That's easy. Easy money. I really don't need too much. Because with one stack, you can make a bunch, right? Does he have the permit for string? I feel like he's gonna get in trouble here. He must. Oh, wait. He does. Somebody does. He needs to restock. I probably need to restock. I haven't checked the... It's right here. I haven't checked the quartz shop in a while, so let's do that. Let's do that. Anybody get conflu? Yeah, Acid got conflu. Anybody else? Oh, Subdemomo said they got conflu as well. Okay, good. We still have some and some. We're good. We're good. I think I emptied this before we left. Yeah. So no new diamonds. Okay. Oh. Okay, there's some new diamonds. I'll get them later. Yeah, so far I'm okay. If you guys watched the podcast last Friday, did I leave my purple shoko? Shoko? What did I say? I didn't. Did I? I didn't. I thought I picked it up. Maybe. Nope. I picked it up. See? Right there. Whew. Scared me. Anybody that watched the podcast on Friday? We talked about, Skiz and I talked about our feelings for season 10, and I was pretty candid with some of my feelings. They were my feelings. It doesn't mean that it's true, you know, for all the Hermits. I wasn't speaking for all the Hermits. I was speaking for myself and how I felt about the season and the difficulties I've been feeling this season with the change of pace and everything. And I've done a lot of thinking about this whole thing over the past couple weeks about what I want to do moving forward on this season, and I kind of explained some of that and hopefully you guys are on board for it, because we're gonna start ramping things up a little bit. You know, I'm not saying like the slow pace of the season that's been very welcoming, been very, very great, very fun. I'm not saying that's going away in any shape or form. I'm just gonna have a little more focus than I've had so far this season. I think I need to do one more of those. It's just a little more focused, I would say, on starting a project and then sticking with it to completion. That's really what I was trying to articulate. Maybe not in a great way. Maybe I wasn't so good at it. Bamboo. I should have bought bamboo, because you can't turn blocks of bamboo back, right? I kept thinking it was just sticks. I don't have bamboo. Hold on. Is there any chance? No. I auto-craft this stuff. B-dubs is getting my bamboo sales now. We're going back. I just thought it was sticks. Yeah, see, we auto-craft these to all these. Hold on. What if I break in? What if I break that real quick? And then I break in. I break all this. This is the longest it's ever taken anybody to get scaffolding. Okay. There we go. Oh. Go even higher. Okay. Excuse me. I'll take it. Did Mumbo steal from me? I don't think so. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about in the podcast, is just I've been a little bit everywhere. I think the best word I saw, and I saw it used on Reddit. Oh, jeez, I almost messed things up there, didn't I? I need that. Okay, now you can do that. Excellent. The best word I saw on Twitter was that my season's been a bit chaotic, and I was trying to get into the headspace of the person that used that word. I think what they were alluding to is it's difficult to watch Impulse this season because he's pretty chaotic. He'll start something and then go do something else, and then that first thing he started kind of gets lost and forgotten about, and then he comes back to it, and he's all over the place. And I own that. I very much own that. They're absolutely 100% right. And looking at how I've done this season, I was so worried about getting burnt out that I thought the best thing for me to do would be to bounce all over the place. Yeah, it's like the season of ADHD, right? I thought, okay, I won't get sick of this project. Obviously is going to be so big that if I don't bounce around and do other stuff and just kind of like chip away at this when I feel like it, then I'm going to get burnt out. And so that was my approach. And unfortunately, it's kind of led to a lack of investment in what I'm doing, is how I feel. And basically the gist I got from reading that post was that, you know, me choosing to do it this way means it's like, oh, I don't want to get invested in watching him start to do this thing, because he'll change his mind and he'll go do something else and you'll never finish it. And they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. I've definitely proven that in the past, and now I'm kind of like, I got this renewed energy to change that, I guess, or to prove that theory wrong, you know. And the first step of that is to just really get fully invested and completing the Cyberpunk City, because I want to also make sure that the Hermits have plenty of time to enjoy the game that I'm building, that B-dubs and I are building, I should say. So I want to make sure that we get it done in time to give them plenty of time to experience it, because I have many, many ideas for what we could do with the city aside from the thing, the main thing, you know, the challenge and the mini games and stuff like that. I have lots of plans that I'd like to get to, and that's not going to happen unless I really get deliberate about just staying after it. And then I'll just be careful, you know, I'll just be very careful not to kind of watch my feelings on it and see, am I getting to the point to where I could potentially burn out? But yeah, I'm going to stay a little more focused on the Cyberpunk City. There are some other things that are going to happen. What can I do here? Hold on. There are some other things that are going to happen, of course. It's not going to be just me constantly only doing work on the Cyberpunk City. So don't be concerned about that, you know. We'll still be doing other things. I'm just going to stay a little more focused. Just a little more focused. Oh, I need that, actually. I'm kind of short on. I didn't bring these with me. I'm not sure why that double broke. That's kind of the plan. I'll do a better job explaining that. Well, no, probably not. I'm going to try to explain that in my next Hermitcraft episode a little bit. And hopefully people get excited about that. There's also, I mean, there's some other things in the works too, you know, that I'm excited about. Wait. I can do this here. I want to put the glass in places where it's not going to connect because it looks super cool. Minecraft leaked white wood. They keep leaking stuff. They're going to have nothing left for MCC Live this weekend because they keep leaking stuff on accident. Oh, their poor PR team. What are they doing? Let me get one of these.
What would you say you do here?
I love them, but come on. All the leaks. Let's do it there. Yeah, MCC Live is MCC Live. What is it called? Minecraft Live, whatever. Yeah, you guys know what I meant. MCC Live. Minecraft Live is this weekend, right? This Saturday. We'll see what they have in store. It's always exciting to hear what's coming. Ooh, can do glass there. Nice. Where else can I do glass? There. Trying to like break some bulbs in here. MC Live. One less C. There you go. Let's do that one. Why not? I don't know if that's gonna look good or not. All right, let's see if we did a good job. Let's just take it down. I wouldn't say I'm missing work, Bob. Office Space, such a good movie. Such a good movie. We call it MCC Championship, yeah. That's like oh, what am I thinking of? What am I thinking of that typically gets that? I want to say like, do you have any RAM memory? No, that's not it. ATM machine. Yes, ATM machine, probably the most overused wrong way to say an acronym. I'm gonna go to the ATM machine. Oh, the automated teller machine? Yeah, the ATM machine. Ah, sick. Okay, cool. That looks better, yeah? I got one issue, and it's too many chains right there. There's two chains together. I'm gonna replace just one of those. Right there. I don't like that. I don't like that. Even this knew I needed to come back and get it. Like, I'm gonna just wait here for you to come back and change your mind about this. PIN number. Yes. Personal identification number. NIC card. That's what I was thinking. Yes, not RAM. I don't know why I went to RAM. NIC card. The network interface card. So good. An ATM machine dispenses ATMs assuming you have your PIN number. Chai tea. Wait, chai tea. Chai is the word tea. Oh, I didn't know that. Chai literally translates to tea. Okay, that's funny. I never heard that one before. That's great. Do we like this? Do we like this better with the broken lights and bars and stuff? You guys got tons of examples. That's great. Hey, where you going, Primmy? Primmy's like, Dad, it's past time. Look at, she knows. Is it time to go out? Are we all done with work, Prim? Is it lunchtime? Is it time to go to lunch? We need to go out there? Because we're all done. Stream's over. Our 3 hours is up. How do dogs do that? How do dogs do that? She doesn't have a watch. She doesn't know how to tell time. Yet she knows it's top of the hour. And we've been going 3 hours. Big stretch. Downward dog. Love it. It's crazy. It's crazy. She knows it's time to go. She's hungry. She is hungry. She gets lunch now. She didn't used to get lunch. We gave her a little snack because of, she's always hungry now. Anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know it was very big story time today. We did manage to make progress, although, with the story time and stuff, didn't feel like a super progressive day. Like we made a lot, but look at it. We blacked out all the windows. I think they look good. I was hoping to stick around a little bit of night so we can see it. Definitely looks better, not bright. I am going to add. Do you guys want to see? You want to see what I'm going to add? There you go. Not the greatest look at it, but there you go. We got a bit to add to it. That's what's happening. So I'm going to do that while I kind of talk about the plan. Yeah. So I'm going to work on that. I don't know if I'm going to work on that today. I got to build a bed. I got to build a bed for my daughter. She's turning 13 and it's time to ditch the kitty bed, So we got her a big girl bed. She's been a big girl for a while, but we got her a more adult sized bed. So I got to go build that for her because otherwise she's going to be laying on the floor or having to sleep in a different room on a couch. So B-dubs level brightness. We'll see if we get a little bit of time before that goes away. Oh no, he goes to 30, doesn't he? Yep. Okay, good. Thanks, Phantoms. We'll deal with you. Okay. Guys! This is why they stopped the mob vote, because people choose poorly. Okay. Just trying to enjoy the view. All right, well, it's a good thing I'm good at what I do. Okay. There we go. What is that? Oh, it's so bright right there. Oh, this looks so much better. This looks so good. It's going to look even better when I build up the next part. But yeah, the buildings with the blacked out windows, that definitely, it's still got some light. I was way over doing the lights. And then now with the broken... Okay. I like what we're doing. Yay. Oh, shader time maybe? Let's see. I did get a shader. I think. Yeah. I got BSL original. I don't know if it's any good. I'm not much of a shader guy. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go with shaders. To me, shaders just make everything look washed out, Very foggy effects and stuff. Woo! Jeez. There we go. And that's what it looks like in the morning. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye, Phantoms. Oh, we got a raid coming in. Thank you so much. Flower Crown Prince, appreciate the raid. Unfortunately, it caught me at that awkward raid time where I am also wrapping up my stream. But welcome in, raiders. We will pass you along to somebody amazing. And we will find out who that's going to be in just a moment. But thank you. Thank you. I'm going to turn this back because I'm not used to it. Oh, bright. I know. I'm getting there with I'm buying into the lack of brightness, actually. Yeah, shaders are fuzzy. I find them very fuzzy. Lils Cox, thank you so much for the $4.20. Yes, it's been a bit chaotic, but I think a lot of people would rather that than you burn out. So you can switch between things. It's fine. Because that's normal, and it also helps people not get bored. Just maybe not as much, maybe. We care about you not burning out the most. Yeah, just a little increased focus. I'll still be doing some things, but a little increased focus on getting things more done and complete before bouncing around. So yeah, I'm with you there. Thank you. $4.20 from Rayvon. Thank you so much. High Impulse, can't stay long, but it's my 20th birthday and I'm treating myself to a birthday Yu-Gi-Oh! I wanted to tell you that your Phasmo streams got me back into it after years, and now I play every Monday with my little sister. We call it Phas Mondays. I love that. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And of course,
Birthday. Yo. Why your birthday?
in fact, let me check to see if there's any other birthdays that we missed. I think we're caught up, actually. But yeah, if you have a birthday coming up or we just missed, happy birthday. Hope you had a good one, or we'll have a good one. You guys appreciate you so much. It was great experiencing experiencing TwitchCon, but sharing my experience with TwitchCon. She's between the beds, yay! She chooses floor. It was great to share that experience with you guys, and those of you that made it. It was a pleasure to meet you all, and thank you so much. And we'll see you hopefully on the next TwitchCon, whichever one we go to, whether it be Rotterdam or San Diego. I'm not sure. But like I said, most likely San Diego. We'll see. Let's find somebody to raid. Tomorrow is Thursday. Small chance for a stream. Skiz and I did not finish the Phasmo Weekly Challenge, so small chance that we might do that. But also small chance that we might just be hard at work on our next Hermitcraft episode, because it's been a long time. So I'm not sure. We'll decide tomorrow as the day gets going. But obviously, keep a look. I'll update the title and the Twitch schedule page and Twitter maybe. If well, I don't usually tweet when I do stream, but pop in tomorrow, in the afternoon time or so. We do have nope, it's the week without a Hermitcraft meeting, so I don't have to worry about that. And we haven't discussed scrap mechanics return at all, so we'll let you know about that. We'll keep you posted. We do miss JoJo. Oh, so fun seeing JoJo again. All right, Cub is streaming. He's got the same I'm back from TwitchCon Hermitcraft season time, 10 time. So we'll send him on there we'll send you guys over to him. Wow, I should probably end this. I can't talk anymore. Thank you guys again. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Have a good one, everybody. Go give Cub some love. Let him know I sent you all that jazz. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you guys Friday for some more Hermitcraft. Hopefully we'll have some progress done on the building that I just showed you. So, all right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
About TwitchCon, because I'd be more than happy to answer them.